like, you know, straight grass and stuff, but somebody had bought the property and they were like digging in the ground and they came across this swimming pool that had been like a big giant swimming pool made for specifically for playing water polo that had been buried like under the ground, and like the city didn't know about it, so they're like, where did this come from? And like then my brain like did this whole, it created this whole murder mystery thing where like some kid had died in the like water polo, and so they wanted to cover it up, so they covered it up with dirt. And so the city, yeah. But yeah,
that makes no sense.
it makes no sense, but in my brain I was like, ooh, I'm gonna write this. This is gonna be a great, like in my brain as I'm sleeping.
Oh,
Fish said they're having
Inception sleeping.
Fish said they're having a pretty crazy combat right now. He's got one fail, one save on his death saves right now. He's unconscious.
Oh no.
So
I think he's playing Ravenloft, Cari.
I think so. I remember him saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, just imagine on my next save, I roll on that one and die. I was like, oh no.
Well, then he can definitely come here.
Nothing to tie him. Keep him tied away from us.
You've been grinding any Pokemon stuff, Mesh, for Mega Energy?
No.
Nah. I'm not trying too hard for the Megas because I don't have the initial energy for a lot of them.
You know that the power-up task is like an unbelievable amount of energy. It's like 70 per quest.
It came out recently, right? The 71.
Yeah, it's only for a limited time, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know how long. I have to go check. But yeah, you basically can get power up 5 times is like 30 energy, and power up 10 times is 70.
Fish is locked in.
Need to take a good trip around the park tomorrow.
Yeah, I've just been doing a couple stops here and there, but I've got mostly Altaria energy, unfortunately. But yeah.
Altaria.
Today I got Ampharos and something else, Steelix. Until Sunday evening. Thank you, Greenbee. Yeah, it's until Sunday evening, so it's just this weekend. But I don't really care too much about it, because like we had that big debacle with Steelix, so they gave us a bunch of energy for no reason because they screwed up. So I have like 1,000 energy for Steelix. So I'm just like burning through that slowly. And then I realized that the levels yesterday, I just mega'd my Beedrills. Like I had 3 Beedrills. I mega'd like each of them like a bunch of times, and I was like, oh, you can only mega them once per day for this bonus. So I did like 20 megas for no reason for Beedrill. I was like, oh well. I'm listening to you on Twitch so I can act if I need to do anything. Okay, thanks. We're still trying to see what's going on with Dallan, and Goldy's not going to be here. So like, if Dallan doesn't come, I don't know if we want to play, because we're down 2 then.
Maybe we could just do like a fun character chit chat.
But maybe we should just do it anyways, because you guys need to make a decision so I can actually prepare for what the fuck's going to happen in this game.
It's going to be us deciding.
So we just prepare.
What's up with Goldy? He scheduled something with a friend for a birthday party. So he's there today. So nothing serious. Just light stuff. Dallan probably sleepy. Sleepyhead Dallan. Surprise, motherfucker. Thank you, Jodie.
Feel sleepy.
I wasn't sure whether he's allowed
Fish
to
don't
swear.
die, okay?
I'm gonna swear.
I command you, don't die. Not yet.
Is that him?
White people happy. Mr. Moo.
Yeah.
Mr. Malo. Very good to see you.
I still have my badge.
It's very rare for me to see you, buddy.
Mr. Malo.
9 a.m. on a Saturday, no less. What are you doing up? Rob said I can't. I'll tell the DM that Rob said I can't die. Okay, great.
Can I give you Fish my inspiration? Tell your DM I give you my inspiration.
Tell him your friend nat 20 to persuasion check on a mind flare last week and you earned it. Okay. I went to work and got sent home, baby. Too many people and I always volunteer to go home. Hell yeah.
The way.
Rolled and
You can
smoked, my doggies.
You can
As XQC would
volunteer
say.
to go home. That's so.
If you
Cool.
could bring inspiration from another campaign. Hey, if you mark it off your character sheet, if you had it in mind and he said you could, I'd be fine with that.
If you use it, I will mark it off my sheet.
Going to bed, but I enjoy your dungeons and or your dragons. Thank you, Ricardo. I hope you enjoy my dungeons more than my dragons. Smile.
I like dragons better.
The DM code allows it. Yeah, it does. It really does, especially in Adventurers League. You can do it. You can even bring us the same character to different campaigns if it's within the same rule set and the world. Like you can't have a character in Eberron and then bring that to like Ravnica.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Faerun. Well, since Fish is listening and I don't expect Allie to be here at least for the next hour, let's just play.
You said that Cal prefers dungeons. Does Cal prefer dungeons?
Certain parts of him prefer dungeons.
What? Sorry, I was zoned out. What's happening?
I said that Fish said that he thinks Cal prefers dungeons, so I'm asking you, does Cal prefer dungeons?
Depends what type of dungeon.
How deep is the dungeon?
How many chains?
Does the dungeon have secure yet soft shackles?
Is it a fungeon?
Is it made out of goo? All right.
Oh, not the goo one.
I don't want to do a recap this week. My brain is fried. I will just try to save my brain for running this clusterfuck of an adventure.
Can someone else do a
just
recap
happened.
because I've forgotten what happened?
I haven't really read up on what I have.
Well,
One sec, I can do it.
I did write you
these are
guys.
my-
I did write you
Thank
guys
you.
an objectives reminder list if you want to take a look at that.
These are my
did
notes
you?
from last
Absolutely.
Can
Did you just draw a dick? What is
No,
Yes.
I did not. But
Oh,
it
you were
sure
talking
looks
to Cari.
one. I was trying to figure. This is the staircase and this is the room, so I was trying to figure out where I was on the staircase compared to the room. But it doesn't look like that.
Okay, Cari.
That's all I
No
got.
more of the drawings. No
I
more.
wasn't trying bad stuff.
Doesn't matter.
I've just got we talked
playing
to
the game now.
invisible someone. Illiford
Nice
Connolly,
job.
question mark.
All right, Chef. Looks like you got the notebook out.
The Elder
I'm
Wand.
gonna take your cue, okay?
So last week, we were still investigating the Mind Flayer ship and working a little bit more closely with Vorin, who we successfully talked down from a potentially dangerous situation with a very good 20, a natural 20. And we kind of learned a couple of things about Vorin. He can feed partially on new languages, and we're trying to find ways to potentially feed him so that to satiate him moving forward. We know that Vorin would like to return to the Illithid outpost to potentially continue to investigate that and see if there's any more details about what they're being turned into and what the experiments were like. But our group really doesn't want them to do that. We were potentially looking at using a divination scroll to determine the status of the outpost and if it was worthwhile for them to go back to it. And then towards the end of the session, we also went back and looked in the cell where Torterra was being kept, and we found some of his belongings, including a spy's murmur, some goggles of the night, a nature's mantle, a pole of angling, and 7 pressure capsules.
Some very useful items.
So what was the set? What's pressure capsules?
I don't believe that he has told you yet, but I believe he would let you know. But basically, you eat them. They're kind of like gillyweed from Harry Potter. You can breathe underwater, and they protect you from pressure. So not just water breathing, but
never
pressure.
read Harry Potter, so I have no idea what that is.
Well, sucks to be you.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that actually.
So basically, you can breathe underwater. It's just a like water breathing spell.
Oh, okay. You can breathe underwater. Okay.
Yep.
How long?
I don't know. You can add one to your inventory and go check it. I think it's like as long as the spell lasts or something like that. Just add a pressure capsule to your character sheet just to see what it is, or you can check any of the equipment. Or you can just pull up Fish's thing. I think his character sheet's open if you don't want to check that. But yeah, Vorin is upstairs, and you guys are down in the area where the cryo chambers are, which seem to be relatively small for your builds. And it looks like some of you might fit in there. Others of you might struggle. But there are only a handful of them. And even though there are 4 here, I'm going to say there's probably more than 4. I'm just going to check something really quickly. No, that's okay. That's fine.
These are cells.
So
Oh, these were the cells where they was hit. Where they was.
no,
No?
these are called cryo chambers. This is where the people that lived on the ship would be in cryostasis.
Ah.
And Dreadvex would explain that cryostasis is a process that these tubes can kind of freeze you temporarily and preserve your body so that you don't age, or you don't have to worry about traveling for very, very long periods of time.
What, eating them?
Yes, exactly. You can save resources. Although, actually, just to be clear, funny fact, they do not prevent you from needing to eat.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't. You still will need to get, you will still get hungry by normal means, but he says that's not a problem.
So,
for some reason.
What, so you wouldn't starve to death though?
No, you
Or
would.
you would.
You would.
It stops you from aging but not getting hungry. That's like
Like the thing is, like
weird.
when you wake up, you're gonna need to eat right away.
Oh, but while you're in the cryo chamber, you don't need.
Yeah, you won't die from hunger if you're frozen. That's
Okay,
right. Yeah.
That makes sense.
But you will need to eat as if you haven't eaten in a long time when you wake up. You just won't die from hunger from unfreezing. If that makes sense.
So
That's
if
fair,
you was
'cause-
in there for a month, you would be fine, because in real life you would probably starve to death in like a month, right? Just over a month, probably.
Yeah, you're not sure how it works. Like the science of everything seems a bit much for you, but
I'm trying to rationalize it.
he just says it's like it turns you into a popsicle.
So
something you can understand.
Who was in these chambers? Did we get any backstory here?
Good question. I think that they don't know.
So sorry, hold up.
It doesn't seem like they've been used recently.
So all of us are down here, but do we have what's the little one's name? What's that? The little
Dreadvex.
thing. Dreadvex, is he with us? Downstairs?
He's just tending to the area that he's fixed, just making sure that the
Oh, okay. So it's just
the chamber works for the side crystal that
Who's
he
that?
installed.
Oh, these were the escape. These were the ones they used when they escaped to freeze themselves or something.
Dreadvex says they didn't use them. Him and Vorin did
Okay.
not use them.
okay. So it was whoever was in charge before, I guess. Somebody used them, that's for sure. Somebody.
I'm gonna take a walk around the room. Probably unlock the big guy because probably nobody remembered to do it.
It's fine.
I think we did it last week, didn't we? Maybe not, I don't know. Are those... Is the door open? Am I able to go inside one of the chambers?
Yes, the doors are open.
Okay.
How many?
Oops.
How many chains are on the walls on this room?
Make an investigation check.
Uh, 15.
There are 4 sets. All of them seem to be different sizes. But your guess is that they could be multi-purpose too. So for example, the sets are sets of 4, not sets of 2. So 1 complete set is 4. So your guess is that some of them might be big enough to be large for like them to only need 1 for like a neck. Some of them could be wrists. Some of them could be biceps. You're not sure. They have 4, and usually 2 of them are larger than the other 2. But some of them, even those 4 sets are all variable. So your guess is that they've probably extracted multiple kinds of things. And some of them are not like traditional in the sense it's like 2 clamps that go together and there's a latch. They're very alien in construction. One of them has like these 2 rings, like half circle rings on one side, and a third ring that seems to latch between them. And there's some clicking mechanism that you can't quite figure out. Kind of like modern day handcuffs. But very, very strange contraptions and locking mechanisms. Some of them seem to be automated. Some of them seem to be mechanical. Others of them have like mixtures of like organic matter. You have no clue how they interact. But it seems that you guys lucked out. You found something a bit more mechanical that makes sense to the mind in the creature you locked up onto the wall earlier. A bit more mundane.
I remember one thing from last session. You said the box that Torterra got his stuff from was magnetized.
That's right. It does not come off the floor.
Is there any way to like break a piece of the magnet or something?
I don't know how you would see the magnets if they're covering the bottom.
Good point.
Can I look through the other boxes and barrels?
Sure can.
In this room?
Sure can.
Is there anything in there? And I'd probably call up to Dredavex before I start just cracking open the chests. Just, hey, can I look through these for any tools or
no, go
anything
ahead.
that I
That's
can
fine. Yep, just looked right through them. I believe Mesh already looked through them, but essentially one of them has the rifles that you found. 3 dismantled, 3 and non-functional, 3 intact.
Mesh, did you take all the rifles?
I
You only
think
took the ones that
everybody
were
got
intact.
one.
From memory.
There's 3, so I took one. I think Cal took one. Somebody else took one.
Did I?
Who did? I remember people took them in their inventory.
Oh, I don't. Oh, look, I don't remember that. I remember us getting the rivals. I don't remember taking one. So maybe I did.
If nobody did, then just find a what's it called, laser rifle.
Oh, here you go, Chef. There are 2 barrels that are not crates, and they seem to be filled with some kind of blackish liquid. I don't know if you wanted to say if you want to touch it or not. Just let me know if you want to interact with it and try to like feel it and see what it is, or you can ask Dredavex or whatever. It's up to you.
I'd ask Dredavex before I touch it.
And the barrels? I have no idea.
Can I do
Yeah,
the
I
old
just answered, by the way.
sniff and then taste test? A couple drops on the end of the finger?
Yeah. I don't think you need to really worry about this too much. When you sniff it, it doesn't really smell like anything. If anything, it's kind of like that ammonia feel for when you sniff ammonia. It kind of just clears your nose out a bit. And it kind of takes you back for a second, kind of like a little surprise, but kind of can get used to it. You get it more when you crack open the barrel than when you like go and take a whiff or waft it. If you want to touch it, I'm assuming you are.
Yeah.
Okay, if you touch it, it's very slippery. Like a wet bar of soap. It's very slick. Kind of rolls up your fingers a bit. Even though it seems to stick, if you like layer it on your fingers and you kind of do this, it's on your hands, but like when you rub the 2 fingers together, it goes real fast. Maybe some kind of lubricant is probably your best guess.
Mesh, this might be useful for creating slick traps or something like that if you want to bottle it for your poisoner's kit or whatever
maybe.
you do.
Are we hanging about here for a bit, figuring things out?
Hang on. This is just the first set of barrels that he goes through. If you guys are looking through the room, there's more.
I did make an investigation check last time for all the barrels.
I think you just investigated for anything useful is what you said, so I give you that.
Okay.
The next set of barrels, there are 2 sets of barrels, and you crack one open, and you get immediately make a con save. This is nothing serious, but just make a con save for me real quick. If you're the one opening these. What'd you get?
9.
You kind of throw up a little bit. It's
What the hell?
it's some kind of like pink and gray mixture, and it's a little chunky, and it smells like death.
Mesh, get over here and get a whiff of this one.
Yikes, that reeks.
When you crack this open, it's I don't even know how else to say it other than this is just putrid. Best way of saying it. And there's 2 of them like this. So maybe on the first one you gag a little bit. The second one you're like, okay, what's in this one? And it takes you aback. You're like, there's no way there's another one of those. And there's another one. So there's 2 of those. And then the last thing here is a crate of some kind of machine parts.
Oops.
Just a big mixture of parts. You have no clue how to make heads or tails of any of this. And then there's like 3 other crates that are kind of broken and battered. They look to be like about the size to hold the little squidlings that you saw in the area.
Oh, 1 second.
So they're probably some sort of holding things, because the if you look at the sides of the broken the 3 broken crates that are in here, actually there would be 4. The 4 broken crates that are in here, there are some holes in them, similar to transporting animals so they can breathe, that type of thing. But yeah, so there's 4 crates, and then yeah, I think that's about it. Just rereading this.
Breker would kind of gesture and be like, gather around, guys, let's figure out what we want to do. Do you think we send these guys back, or?
If you want to figure out what the putrid stuff is, you can make a check if you want. Otherwise, I'll just say that you guys are grossed out.
Would identify help with all the 2 liquids? There's
If
the
it's
black
magical.
one and the putrid one.
If it's magical and you're willing to touch it.
I think I'd do a finger sniff and a tiny drop test, but for the pink one, I'm a little bit more reserved. I might be Mesh. You want to try first?
Probably have a better constitution.
I offer him the finger of liquid.
Wait a minute. For the
Which
Paladin,
one?
you probably have better.
Which one, the slick
a
stuff
better
or the pink stuff?
constitution.
I'll
Pinky
do
gray.
both.
Okay. Are you tasting them? Or sniffing them?
In order to best investigate, I think I'm doing both the sniff and then the taste.
Okay. You're doing both of them.
Identify would take 10 minutes. Might help.
You're doing both of them, Chef? Or just one
Yeah.
of them? Okay. Because I didn't know, you said you were iffy on one of them, so.
You imbibe another fish thing and it gets in your stomach. I'm not trying to get it out of you.
We got a healing well to go back to.
Okay. Which one were you?
Yeah, 'cause
which
that
one would you
helped.
like to taste first, Chef? Or
I'll do
Breker?
the black one first.
Okay. The best way I can describe this is if someone just sprayed WD-40 in your mouth. It tastes like you just drank car oil, or at least duck your tongue in it. It's rank and it does not get out of your mouth, and it's gross. And you can't taste anything but that for a long time. It's bad. I don't know how you want to palate cleanse this. And snow, like going outside and shoveling snow in your mouth's not going to help. So it's kind of nasty, to say the least.
Maybe prestidigitation on your tongue or something.
Yeah, that might work if you guys want to try it.
I don't know if prestidigitation
I'll say it
specifically
helps.
says gets rid of strange taste in
I'll say it
mouth.
helps, but it's very gross.
But it's a foreign matter in a clean place, so makes
Yeah.
sense.
There you go.
Would lay on hands cure disease, poison, neutralize it?
I don't think you need to go that far. I think it's just more of a, you're not diseased or you're not like poisoned or anything. It's just, this is nasty. You know what I mean?
My mouth is lubricated.
Yeah. You're properly lubricated. You're very ready to go. Got a slip and slide going on in your mouth.
Hey Jodie, come over here for a second. Chalcedony. Yeah, well, I'll just wait for it to dissipate a little bit and see if I could go and do the same on the other one.
Okay. Cal, you there? Jodie?
It's Jodie. Calling all Jodies.
Okay, great. Lovely. Okay, Breker.
Jodie. Jodie.
Give me a second.
I thought you were gonna take away my inspiration.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back! Yay! See, it worked.
Yeah.
You okay?
My copy of Cherry Magic arrived. It's all dinged up, and I'm annoyed at Amazon.
Well, you
Anyway.
Okay.
Dredovex mentioned the two
Here we
creatures
go.
outside.
Okay, I
last
can
week.
help you here. So, Chef, when Breker imbibes whatever this is, you're taking like a finger's dip into this, right? Very,
And then
very
just kind
little
of like
amount.
poke it with the tongue. The like escalating one sniff, one
Yeah.
drip.
Yeah.
One
It
teaspoon.
doesn't improve the smell in the slightest. If anything, it's like a rotten corpse. And when you take a little touch, I'll say that on your finger is kind of like this. It's like a thick layer of like, best way of saying is maybe like a Pepto-Bismol thing where it like kind of coats it. And then there's like a little chunk of something on the tip of your finger that's like kind of consistent with the matter. And maybe you tap a little bit of that. It's like, it's firmer than you expected. And the taste is like, it's undescribable. It's just like this animalistic flavor, but it's not gamey or like iron heavy. And it just feels wrong. Like you don't even know what it is. It's kind of like you're eating like raw liver, but it's not like irony or like gamey. It's just very like soupy and like it's like firm soup.
No. Ew.
What's kind of going through Breaker's head here is like, well, the lubrication thing makes sense for like gears and stuff, but this other barrel, like when I think of ships and traveling, they would have like water and food barrels. So obviously they can't eat machine parts, I don't think. Maybe they do. But I'd kind of call up the Dredovex and be like, hey, is this is this something you can drink or eat?
That's a second. And he like floats down the stairs.
Is he gonna try it?
And hopefully, I'd explain my reasoning to him as well. As be like on boats, you bring water barrels and food barrels and stuff. I don't know what this is, but
you
maybe
watch
it's
his
something you
eyes
can
get
eat.
very wide. And then he kind of like levitates a bit higher so that he can peek over the barrel, and you see his fingers kind of slowly crawl over it. There's so much.
Easy, buddy. What is it?
You guys can see his hands are like shaking, and like his beard of tentacles are quivering.
Is this food for you?
Oh yeah.
Well then, you should eat, because then you won't try to eat us.
Be careful though. Ration this here.
Yes.
This needs to last you guys.
How much is there?
There's 2 barrels.
Probably get some up to Warren.
Also, I don't know how your physicality works, but if you haven't eaten for a while and then you eat a whole bunch, it's not good. So, pace yourself.
I don't recommend you watch. You see like the kind of you start turning away as his tentacles kind of unfurl.
Well, we already saw him try to eat that nut earlier,
well, he
right?
tucked it under.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
okay.
his tentacles kind of unfurl a bit and then kind of like latch onto the edges as you guys maybe turn away, and you can hear this just sickening sound.
Ugh.
The best way to describe it would be is if someone in Japan's in a ramen shop, just big slurp, and it just lasts way too long.
Hey, yo, how much is he eating?
Could I grab
I
a-
actually think I wouldn't have turned away because I would have wanted to make sure he's not going to eat too much. So I'll just be
Possible for
like,
him to...
from far away,
Okay.
making sure.
It's like these
Breker-
things kind of like latch on, almost like an octopus does, to like the edge of it, and then you can just see like the soupiness of the top kind of just starts funneling itself through like a vacuum, just goes through his tentacles. You can't see his mouth, but like, yeah, he's eating it for sure.
Breker would kind of have a realization that this means this is like living creature at some point or something, like the intelligence of something, so he's kind of like even more revolted that he has now tasted it.
It's like liquidated brains or something? Oh my god.
Yep.
You ate it?
I'm glad I didn't.
He has to.
I tasted it.
Ew!
Oh yeah, it was you.
Can I bring a bowl of this up to Vorin?
You
Do you
feel
have a bowl?
like
Or a mess
You
kit
wanna-
in
you
your
wanna-
inventory?
You want a little snack,
I do have a
snacky
mess
Yeah, I
kit.
think everybody should
Okay.
have a mess kit.
Yeah, you can take a bowl up there. How much do you want to take?
I'd probably take a bowl and a cup, kind of judging based on how hungry Dredavex has been.
Are you doing
Vorin's
this
probably-
like prison slop, or you just take it in and go scoop, scoop, and then run up the stairs? Cool. Yep. Vorin is a bit occupied with the seat, but if you kind of, he notices when you come out and you kind of see these weird like detachments of this headpiece, and then he kind of cuts off the chair. The lights of the ceiling of the galaxies and the stars kind of dim a bit. And it's a very... Is anyone else going with Breker? I'll just say that before I say more. Is anyone going with Breker for
I'll
this?
go. I did want to explore the top room a bit.
Devii?
I still want to make sure he doesn't eat too much.
He'll
stay
stop
with
after a little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay, then I'll go with Breker.
Okay. Dredavex will close the barrels when you're finished, Breker, for you. And then he'll head back
I've
upstairs to go
already-
do repairs.
I've gotten a vial of the black goo stuff.
A vial? Okay, you can add a vial of lubricant. You're not sure if it's flammable yet. You haven't taken a look at it, so.
Yeah, I wanted to do the test with the dip the knife, try to light it up.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm just down here by myself.
So
Then
Cal, what are you
can I-
doing?
You can come too if you want.
Well, what I was planning to do, but before I had to take the Amazon delivery, is I was gonna look at those. I don't know if someone's already done it. Looks at the cryo chamber thingies.
Okay, what do you want to do about it? The cryo chambers.
Yeah, I want to know how big they are, and are they? Can we open them from the outside?
So I did answer that. The cryo chambers are about the size of kind of a slender person, but they're not very tall, surprisingly. And it looks as if there's something inside that's going to help you, I guess, mount to the side of it while staying standing. It looks very uncomfortable, but your guess is that you're not sure like what this is made for. It's like a human size, but it's not quite made for anyone like you. And I guess Torterra and Breker would really struggle to fit in these things because they're pretty buff. But someone that's a bit more lithe and dexterous like you and Mesh and Devii might not have as many of an issue to like get in there, but you're not really sure how to turn it on or like how you would stay in there. I won't make you roll for that. That's pretty just bare bones looking at it.
Yeah, the reason I was wondering that is because I was wondering if like that we could use it for Dreadavax and Vorin.
Okay.
It just to tide them over until we can get the help they need, or take them to the. I don't know if they want to still go to that Illithid colony or not, but just like just to help them out for a long journey. But now we've found that food, like maybe they could have the food and then get in, or I don't know. I was just thinking.
Yeah, Mesh.
Rob, the poisoner's kit doesn't say how many vials it has. Do you have a number, or should I just take what Reddit is
I'm gonna
saying?
say you used them up because you made flasks before. So, unless you didn't break your flasks of oil or leave them behind when they detonated or whatever, then I'll say you
No,
can
I
have...
had the water skins of oil.
Oh, you used water skins?
vials.
Okay, well, let's just say there's three.
Yeah,
Let's just say there's three. That sounds fair.
3. Okay.
Um,
Reddit says 6 apparently, but okay.
oh, it does? Okay. I mean, you can just roll a d6 if you want to do like a d6.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
Okay.
makes more sense.
Average
How
would
are
be
these
3.
things?
I'm re-rolling that one. 5.
Okay, you got 5 in there. Breker. To go back to you and Devii as you climb the stairs. Okay, Fish, we'll see you in a second.
Yay.
The I will just label this as an encounter. Basically, the encounter you have when Vorin disengages from this is both intriguing and terrifying, as he kind of like doesn't really stand up after getting off of the chair. This stuff just kind of detaches and he kind of just floats off of the chair and then is hovering above the ground and rotating at the same time, almost like this just uncanny exorcist vibes, I guess is the best way of saying it, right? It just kind of floats and moves and turns, and then he kind of just goes above the chair and then floats down to you as you come in, and he doesn't say anything even in your mind. It's almost like he just looks at the bowl, and you see like just this, there's like this very brief moment where his whole head kind of just contorts, almost in recognition of something. And then you feel the bowl and the cup pull from your grip without him reaching out his hand. They just kind of give a little bit towards Vorin. Do you let go?
Yeah.
they just begin to float towards him. And he slowly takes out a hand and takes the mug. And then the bowl kind of just comes up to his mouth, and then you just see the tentacles kind of just wrap around the bowl on the underside, and it like disappears, and you just hear the sound as he's like holding his eye contact with you, holding the mug.
That's creepy.
Don't tell him that.
He probably heard her think that, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh no! Cal isn't physically even there. That's Jodie saying that. Okay.
Then he
heard Jodie say it.
Then you see this
like, I'm sure there's nothing I can say that you don't already know, but we're trying to figure out how to what's going to be best for you and Dredovex here.
You can see the bowl like dislodge from his tentacles. You hear the as all the little like suction pads kind of just come off of the bowl, and then the bowl floats down underneath, and he takes the cup as it's like right next to his hand, and he just goes like this and dumps the cup into the bowl and hands the cup back to you as the bowl floats back down into his mouth, and he starts drinking again.
You are gracious.
Hopefully that tides you over for a little bit. There's 2 barrels of that goop down in the hold. Hopefully that buys us a little more time to make a good decision about how to best help you and Dredovex.
Understood.
The bowl floats, but it doesn't float very far. He takes his hands and kind of the best way I can say it is like this. If this is the bowl, his hand is like this under the bowl, the very small part of it, even though the bowl gets larger. He just kind of has like these very tips of his fingers kind of just offers it to you again.
Kind of do one of the, oh, thanks.
Thanks, but no thanks. Yep.
Kind of like shake it out a little bit.
The bowl is clean.
Notrob.
Well, you're certainly in the clean plate club, Vorax.
I'm unaware of clubs. What is this?
It's a social group.
Generally it's a group of people working towards a aim together. They usually gather because they want to. They set schedules for themselves and gather weekly, and usually they have fun.
And the Clean Plate Club in particular is it's what my parents used to tell me when I was a kid, when we cleaned off our plates at dinner time.
Fascinating.
Generally means a healthy appetite.
I see.
Did we ever go through the other room, back room of this place? This floor? Said there
which
was
floor?
a door behind us.
This floor.
The third one.
I don't know.
I think so. You said there was a door behind us. We never went in there.
Let me get real quick. I'll just drag you guys up there. Fish, what are you doing here? Would you like to be there?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Where would you
just
like
so
to
you
be?
know, we
Is probably the
found
better question.
canned brains for them to eat. So they're now satiated.
We think it's canned brains. Oh, it's gotta be,
Pretty much
right?
all.
Well, he was
Oh,
in
we've
the thing. What's it called? The stream.
The thing.
Oh, that's right. You were listening.
So
I
who
was
it?
trying to listen, also trying to listen to
Not die?
the other thing
Yeah.
in case I had to do anything.
So basically,
So-
2 barrels of lubricant, 2 barrels of brains is what you guys think there's in there.
Yeah, but there is Nothing I can think to do with the barrel of brains right now.
Would you like to be with
we
Vorin,
fed it
or would you
to
like to be with
Vorin
Chalcedony
already.
downstairs, or would you like to go up to where Dreadvex is continuing to repair things? What would you like to do? Just giving you some ideas.
I'm gonna
as we
go
go.
up with Dread.
Dreadvex?
It's
While
just
he's
him
repairing?
in the room.
Yeah, it's just him. He's doing the repairs still after he ate. He's up here. So Cal is down in the crowd chambers as the others are talking with Vorin upstairs. Put Vorin right here with Jeff. Let me just open this door for you guys upstairs if you guys would like to go check out what's in there. Is that right? You guys are gonna go check out the next room?
There's two, right? There's one that seemingly goes probably to an exterior, and then one that goes deeper, right?
That's right. Yep.
Let's go the Mesh. You want to do deeper first?
Yeah, let's do deeper
The
first.
command room.
Yes. Okay.
I'll just think and open the door.
Okay. As you enter the room, it is another domed chamber, kind of filled with clutter. There's a lot of stuff piled up of clutter atop of a table with a 1 foot high, with 1 foot high legs. Your guess is that the legs probably could be extended. Behind the table is a 5 foot diameter crystal that looks to be a sphere, and it is mounted atop of a low stand. There are 5 strange glowing little gizmos attached to the chitinous walls 7 feet above the floor, and they kind of look like the tips of metal wands held in like little pincer claws.
Did you say they were levers?
They're just glowing gizmos. So dome chamber, lots of clutter on a desk. And behind the desk is a 5 foot crystal sphere mounted on a low stand. There are 5 gizmos that look like wands held above the floor. 7 feet above the floor.
I'm gonna look through the stuff on the table and maybe also figure out what the wands are.
Okay, so you're entering the room to check out the table?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Ooh. That's a bad one.
I'm right behind you, so I think I give you +3 on dex.
It's 9 plus 3, 12. My alert feat might do something. I don't know. This is a weird situation.
No. You take 6 points of radiant damage as one of the little like gizmos just goes and shoots you. A little beam. Just, you take
What?
6 points of
That's
radiant
fine.
damage.
Okay, we got some traps over here.
Kind of just sizzles.
Okay, so those sticks on the wall, those are the ones that shot me?
Yep, one of them seems to have targeted you and shot you.
Okay, I'm gonna mage hand try to disarm them one by one, I guess.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Strength?
Yep.
Okay.
As Mesh is potentially doing this, can I call it to Vorin as well? As like, do you know anything about this room? There seems to be wands attacking us as we enter.
That's an 8. Crappy rolls.
Nothing.
Exit
Can
the
I-
room.
We are exited.
That's what Voran tells you, is to exit the room.
Can I look at what part of the wands are detecting my movement or something? Like,
You can give me an
maybe
Arcana check, I guess.
maybe
With
I'll
disadvantage.
throw like throw an object in front of me. What can I throw? I'll just throw a ball bearing. See if that works.
Throwing a ball bearing at the wand?
I'm throwing it like 5 or 10 feet in front of me just to see the reaction of the thing.
There's no reaction. Make another dex save.
Mesh, are you still in the room? Get out.
I mean, if I get out, it'll probably hit me anyway. 19 plus 4, so 23. Plus 3, 27.
Another one, a different one this time, finds you in wherever your new position is and goes and shoots, and you get out of the way just right before it hits you right in the shins. Just sizzles on the floor. But Mesh is the only one in the room at the moment, so.
I'm trying to figure out how to disable these things. Give me a bit.
What are you doing? You gotta think quick.
Is there
Mesh, what are
any
you doing
kind
in
of
there? Get out.
Is there any kind of wiring, cabling, something like
You don't
that
see
that I
any
can see?
wires?
That's...
Nope.
Alright, I'm gonna jump backwards and get out.
Okay. You exit and the door automatically closes. Just from your kind of general displeasure with the room, the door seems to know to close.
I do not like not being able to figure that out.
Voran gestures for you to step aside just by doing this.
I give him the after you sign.
And Mesh, you can go ahead and leave the room too. Voran enters the room and closes the door behind him. What would you like to do?
Oh. I should have tried to think disable trap or something and maybe try to mentally disable it. Damn it.
Breker would just wait for a moment and then do like the knock on the door. It's like, what? Where'd Voran go?
The door opens and Voran's like floating in the ceiling looking at the wands. Opens the door for you with his mind.
Did you fix them?
Not yet.
Huh. Well, good luck. Bardic inspiration. Good luck. Which, by the way, speaking of inspiration, did you use my inspiration or did you stabilize without it?
Fish.
Fish?
Fish, she's
No,
asking.
didn't need it. No.
Good, that means I get to keep it. Yay!
While Rob's figuring that out, do either of you guys remember what Dreadoweg
I've already
said
figured it
about...
out. I'm waiting for you guys to do something.
Oh, we're just watching
Okay.
him.
You're just watching him? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After about 5 to 10 minutes, are you guys still going to be watching him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna take him a while.
I'm just like.
Okay. So after
Gonna do
about
it.
10 minutes, probably after 5 minutes, you see him kind of like floating around the room and checking each one of them. And then he checks the big orb. And then looks at all of you. And then back to each of the wands looking things. And then he ends up just going up to them and just pulls them out of the wall. And they just rip. There's some sort of like weird thing that they've been attached with that's like a mixture of like oil and blood and like circuitry. He like pulls all 5 of them out and then just throws them on the desk and walks out of the room and goes to sit back down in the chair. The door closes behind him.
What? He pulled that magic
clap.
wand out the wall? Is what you doing ones in the wall? He pulled them out?
Yeah, he just pulled them out. And then Breker, in your mind, you hear,
They seem to not like your kind.
Who's they?
The wands, I
The
guess.
wands.
Are they sentient?
Please exercise caution when tinkering.
I'll do my best not to tinker.
He seems to listen to you more than me.
Who?
Who's he talking to?
he's talking just to Breker.
I'd kind of gesture after Mesh as he wants to go back in.
I walk in.
I'll try to linger about 15 feet away from Mesh so that the light of
That's fine.
Tyr
That's fine.
keeps them safe.
Nothing shoots out of Mesh because there isn't anything to shoot out of Mesh right now. And we're gonna cut to Dredavex and Breker. Or sorry, Torterra. As Torterra climbs the stairs and finds Dredavex in the maintenance room near the propulsion room. Seems to be using his little laser pistol as a focus to almost like solder, like a soldering iron to some things in the panel on the wall.
Hey, mate, how's it coming along?
Well, I'm honestly just trying to undo the crap that I did to figure out what this was. So, I think the crystal's working fine. I'm just trying to undo my own mistakes.
I mean, that's pretty good to hear. That crystal and I have been through some times.
Oh, yeah? Well,
I've been through hell, mate, since we parted.
You and me both, pal. I wish I could have gone with you, but that crash did a doozy on all of us. Heck, the whole journey
So you've
did.
been here this whole time? Just, what, trying to survive?
Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of a blur. Some of it is cleaner than others. Some of it seems like it's weird. I don't know how to quite put it.
Tell me, mate. I can take it.
Oh no, I would explain it if I knew how. Do you know about people who have different personalities as like a condition?
You mean
Sometimes they're
split personality?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I know of it, yeah.
Well, what if you had two personalities, but they were shared instead of one takes over the other? Would that make sense to you?
I think I get what you're saying. Are you speaking from experience?
Oh, yes, of course.
This is what you've been going through.
Yeah, except it's not just the personality part. It's like the memories and the habits, and some things seem to be gone while others seem to come up in a different way. Maybe not gone, but kind of recycled. It's really difficult to explain. I'm sorry.
Are they all your memories?
I don't know.
Or are they someone else's?
It's a good question. I mean, they're all in my head, aren't they? Does that make it mine?
Would seem
It's
that
very
way.
confusing.
Oh.
Okay, bye.
Cari at least heard me because she's in the same room.
Talking to me.
Did you know the Illithid had been wiped out?
I just remember. I remember a different me running than this one. Does that make sense to you?
No, not even a little.
The gnome one. When I was a gnome. I have memories as that running.
Okay. So the person that was running,
Yes.
is that a different person from who you are now?
Don't think so. I understand this has got to be very difficult for you. I assure you, I'm going through something similar in my own mind. It's very weird.
Dread, you and I were in this together. You've been going through some weird stuff. I've been going through some weird stuff.
I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
And honestly, it was kind of nice. It's kind of creepy though. The ethics side of me seems to be a bit mute.
I don't blame you. So are you feeling better now? Like less hungry?
I feel
healthier?
Clear? If that makes sense?
Clear.
Like, thinking space-wise? Like, the mistakes I made earlier? They didn't really... I was like, why the fuck did I do that? And then I came up here and I fixed it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
If you were to just give me some sort of guess, anything that pops into your head, why you could be experiencing someone else's memories. What comes to mind?
My guess.
Fish, you have a... What's your passive perception? Or passive insight, sorry.
Passive insight?
Yeah.
Is 13.
Okay. You can kind of tell there's some kind of unnatural speed, even though like his eyes are mostly like one color. You can kind of tell that they're darting around on the ceiling as he's like trying to make sense of something. You know, kind of like you would if you're like confused. You're like, you're doing this, this number. He kind of does that, but it's a little bit weird and unnatural. But you can see that there's something else there. It's almost like his eyes are moving very quickly. Almost like he's actually like making sense of something, just like way faster than a normal intellect might. It's like he's pacing just super fucking fast. Think of this like genius level level stuff. And at the end of this, it only takes about just a couple of seconds, maybe like 15 seconds. And then he says,
seeing that I just drank some brains and something clicked. There seems to be some kind of connection. Maybe that there was something when I was captured was placed to transform me and merged with my brain rather than taking it.
It's pretty messed up, mate.
Yes. But that doesn't seem to be normal.
No,
See-
I can tell you it's not normal. I
No,
haven't
no,
gone
no,
through
no, no,
any
no.
sort
I
of
think they
brain
would.
eating.
Well, the thing is, look, Voren isn't like me, right?
Right.
And has also lost his. Well, that's just between you and me. Lost kind of his charm with people. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm very charismatic. You see, I used to have a lot of friends. I ran a business, I think. Maybe.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. I'll make it. I'll. You know what? I am
I
so
believe you.
charismatic. I'll have a business by the end of the day. Hmm?
A business? What kind of business?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I mean, we can brainstorm that.
Friend making
What?
business because I have more friends in one day than he does. So how about that? Okay. All right.
Yeah, but can you make friends to a marketable level? Can you market your ability to make friends?
Now look. Now who's the expert of business here? Hmm?
Oh, you.
And so I thought.
yeah, don't-
Okay.
look,
so
I'm
don't
just-
ask
I'm
about
just
the
trying to
details. The devil's
help.
in the details. Okay.
You
I'm
just
in
have
charge.
to imagine this teeny tiny
It's
illithid.
just like you're towering over this dummy who's got like a little laser pistol, and he's like, "Now listen to me." It's like talking to a child. Like, "Now I'm in charge." You're like, "Okay, dude. Okay." Just waving a squirt gun at you. Except this is an entirely. This is like them waving a fire. It's like a child waving a firearm at you. You're like, "Okay, dude."
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
That's not important. But anyways. You see, if Voren is like this and I'm like this, something either went right with me and wrong with him, or the other way around. Something went entirely right with him and wrong with me. Because I should be like him or he should be like me, one of the two.
Are you sure? I think I've had different experiences than the both of you. I think they might have just conducted
put
different
something in
experiments on
you?
different subjects.
Did they put something in you?
I'm sure they did.
Fish, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that you were hooked up to stuff, but there was nothing inside of you besides fluids at any point.
Okay, sure. Gonna
So-
just write that down.
So I'm just gonna say that out of the gate. They described having a creature put inside of them
Sure.
in some way, shape, or form. Or I shouldn't say they. I'm only saying they in the sense that this is a non-plural identification for dread effects. Not they as in the sense of dread effects and Voren, if that makes sense.
Yep.
This is why pronouns shouldn't be plural, unfortunately.
It works just fine in Japanese.
Yeah. But there you go.
So things were connected to me putting fluid inside me.
Think of it like an IV. Sustaining things so you can eat and function and not die. They weren't pumping things into you like morphine or drugs or creatures, for that matter. Most of it was probably restraining type stuff. But the way that these things have interacted with you and the mind of basically you're unable to move seem to be restricted based off of psionics, not things, if that makes sense. They're able to control you with their minds being powerful enough, not any object. You were being studied, for sure. They wanted to know more about you.
So, what was the last thing?
Voren said that basically he thinks that they should be the same and not different. Something went wrong with one of them.
Yeah, okay. And I'm saying that, no, I think they must have just done different tests to different subjects.
I mean, I don't know if there was a control group. I don't know if there should have been a control group or if they just knew what they were doing and something went wrong. That's also possible. But one thing is for sure, we weren't supposed to get out of there before something happened like this. This must have been the intention. One way or the other. Pointing upstairs.
Find you. I'll get you.
I'm gonna get the you.
And with that, he closes the panel. Because something odd is, despite all of this discussion, he had somehow been able to continue his work. Just mentally behind him, you hear something click, and he kind of like floats lower in the ground, and you see the panels closed. Just mentally, he's been able to like communicate with you and talk with you and like use hand gestures, and like his brain is actually working on the thing behind him. So the brain seemed to have done something for him. He's very high functioning right now.
And I noticed this, and I'm like, you seem like you're functioning at a higher capacity at the moment. Am I out of place in saying that?
Then compared to what?
Then before we escaped. Before we were captured even.
Well, I couldn't float before we met.
Alright, well that's one thing.
No.
Yeah.
Is it getting warm? Or is that, am I crazy?
I'm feeling okay.
No, I mean the ship. It was very cold before. It feels like it's not too bad now.
He has the ring of warmth. I gave him.
You're right!
Seems to have tuned to it.
Yay! Have tuned to it?
He's half tuned. Yes, he's attuned to it. But he doesn't remember putting it on. But yeah, he has the Ring of Winter on.
It's just very comfy in here. I have a nice warm blanket.
Good, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I don't know about better, but that does sound about accurate, yes.
So
what do you want to do?
What do you want to happen from here?
Well, if we are to live...
You see him like pause for a second. It's like he's processing like a bunch of things at once.
If we're to live for approximately a few more days or weeks or months, those barrels won't last for that long. Well, it depends on how voracious we end up getting. But the ship is functioning. We have coordinates, according to Vorin. We might be able to leave if the ship is not too damaged.
You want to leave on the ship, or do you want to leave the ship?
I don't know if these desires are mine, but I want to return to the colony and I want to go home. And in some sense, the colony is home, and in another, it's not.
I thought the colony was wiped out.
I don't know if it's wiped out. But if there's any answers to be had, if there's any other things left, I don't know. Maybe if it's wiped out, we can make it home. You are created in and of itself.
So here's what I'm thinking. I definitely want to go to the colony because everything I've been doing up until now has just been one big, long search for answers. Answers that have been very slow in arriving. And so I want to go to the colony in a bid to locate those answers, but I don't know if I can make a home out of it. That just the thought of the place brings up a lot of painful emotions.
I see.
But like I said, I'm willing to come with you to the colony.
What are you doing here? Now that you've left, what were you doing? Is it still important to you?
Not as important as this.
What if you never came back? You're gonna be okay with that?
Kind of just floats to the floor.
I
And you
just
hear these
don't
little
answer.
like he like floats to the floor, and you hear this kind of like. He just begins to put his hands behind his back and starts pacing.
Because I don't have any easy answers for you. This is only difficult questions.
That's
we will not return.
been my life the last 66 sessions.
Yes, well, under my best estimation, the likelihood of return with limited information and an exponential amount of variables is probably 10% at best.
And
at worst, 0.
I kind of look back to the door, like towards the stairs, where I know the rest of the party is just elsewhere on the ship.
He puts a hand on your kneecap.
Yeah.
I want to be very important on this next point. The same odds of us returning here are even less that we're going to be able to take you to where you want to go if we find answers as well. So, you need to decide whether the answers are worth having and being likely stuck, or if the answers are not worth chasing. And if the odds are in your favor and against statistics, there's a less than half a percentile that we find you again, or you find us. But again, there's too many variables. What are you doing in this location? Is there any way that you could find us again? Because maybe, just maybe, you could find those answers anyways. I don't know what it is that's here. This ship has these coordinates for a reason. Right?
Yep.
Why? Why does the ship have the coordinates here? We don't know. There's something here.
You're right. I need to think about it.
Okay. It's not like we're leaving right now, so you have some time. I don't know if they did anything to you, but my brain's working very fast right now, and so I need a minute.
And
so you can come find me.
I have the opposite issue. I
understand.
I'm
not really
pretty slow sometimes.
Yeah, okay. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go in here in the propulsion stuff and just check a couple things off diagnostics. Just get my brain working again. And you can come find me. Okay?
And I wander out the door and start just wandering aimlessly around the ship, just lost in thought.
All right, we're gonna cut to Chalcedony. Cal, what are you doing?
So, Cal, did you tell me whether the the capsules can be opened from the outside or not?
They seem to already be opened.
They're already open.
There's a
Okay.
vertical like piece that goes up into the ceiling, and it seems to retract down, but it won't go down. You haven't figured out how to use them, but there does seem to be like a sliding door, but it slides up.
Can it be manually pulled down?
Do you try to pull it down?
Yeah.
Give me a strength check. So just roll strength.
Okay. Wait, oh, not that one. Was that the right one?
What'd you roll?
Yeah. 18.
18. Okay, you can hear some like breaking crystal, just, and as you pull, you hear something snap in the roof, and you can pull it, and it goes and lands. Now, are you on the inside or the outside when you pull?
I'm on the outside.
Okay. It goes all the way to the floor, and you can see some spider glass kind of crack a little bit in the center.
Spider glass? Oh, it just cracked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's broken.
But it's on the floor now. Like, it goes all the way down and closed. Nothing else seems to react.
Okay, because I was going to see if I could get inside of it.
It would probably hold you. It'd be a little snug, but you could be in there.
Can I get inside of it? Is it possible to open it again?
Give me another strength check.
Say that again, please.
Give me another strength check.
Is that gonna go well, is it?
We'll find out.
Oh.
What'd you get?
Okay, but I have a -1, okay, so it's a 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna say when you lift it, it's kind of like impacted the floor pretty heavily, and you like throw your back out. You're like,
oh no, threw my back out. Dang.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to mess with this again. Oof.
Okay. I messed my back up. Okay, can I see if there's any, like, are there pipes going in and out of this thing, this capsule? Like, how are there pipes that are going into the wall?
Not that you can see, no.
So it's not attached to anything.
It's from ceiling to floor.
Oh, it's from ceiling from the floor. Okay. Yep. I was imagining like a pod.
No. I think it's like a tube, but the tube is like into the wall and then goes up. The best way of saying this is, you've ever been to a bank that has the like tube system outside?
Oh, then
in the drive-through area.
The pneumatic, what are they called again? Are they pneumatic tubes? Is that what...
I don't know if they're pneumatic, but it uses air.
Pneumatic sucker.
You see them inside of supermarkets. Well, I've seen them in supermarkets, where they put like all capsules in them and they go up into the ceiling.
Yep. That would do it.
Okay. I wonder if they go up then.
I mean, you can go to another room and look up, and it doesn't. There's nothing in the ceiling.
There's nothing there.
No. Probably
Okay,
some scores, but that's about it. Like, there's little hash marks and scores like all the way around in the tube. But you're not sure what they mean.
Like, you mean somebody made them and it like scratches?
They're like very thin lines. Yeah.
I wonder if somebody was counting some days or something then.
There seems to be some organization to them, but not like counting. It's like cyclical. Like concentric rings.
I didn't really have much of a plan of anything to...
You want to rejoin anybody else?
Investigate. Yeah. Everyone else is on a different floor to me, right?
Yep. For now. But Torterra said he's starting to wander after his little time, so if you want to go find him, or you can go find the others talking with Vorin, or checking out Vorin's little chamber upstairs, you can do that.
Can I go to where Torterra is?
Sure. Terra's coming out of the propulsion room here. And Chalcedony is... Oop, there you are. Sure, you're here? Terra's just kind of like wandering around near the ballista. Kind of pacing aimlessly.
Hi, Torterra. How you feeling?
Yeah, alright.
Have
All
you
things considered.
remembered anything from your time when you was on this ship? Anything further?
Not really. I was just talking with Dread, and we were both just trying to make sense of what we already know, which still isn't much.
Do you know why you wasn't transformed, but Dreadovex and Vorin seemed to be transformed?
The results of my tests weren't as drastic as theirs, but I did suffer from effects.
Do you think the effects were different because all three of you were like different species? Maybe it just affects people differently or something?
Maybe that's it. If you were in my position and there was a chance that you could go somewhere where all the answers could be, but to do that you had to leave everything you've come to know and everything you've come to love behind, would you do it?
I have to say, my friend, that it would be pretty tempting to go and chase after those answers. But after all, we all want to know who we are and where we're from. But on the other hand, if one has forged a new life, how does looking back change much of anything? You know, I personally don't feel like I want to chase after my past in the Feywild. Here, where I am now, is a new life for me. It hasn't been easy, but I don't know. It's really what you feel like would benefit you more, you know, and if it's worth the gamble to you. But I kind of like the group that we've formed here and what we've been doing. It hasn't all gone right, but I feel like we're kind of trying to be doing the right thing, trying to help people, I guess. But if you do decide to go and you find the truth about everything, I need you to promise that you'll find some way to communicate back to me whether you were born from an egg. I need to know.
I put my hand on Cal's shoulder and say, Cal, I promise you, I will let you know.
Thank you. So
You guys can hear like a door upstairs opening and closing.
Uh-huh.
You hear just door
was that?
opening and closing. You can hear just like sounds like somebody's like pulling crap
So it
out
sounds
of the
like a
wall.
sphincter too.
Sounds like somebody pulling something out of a wall. Just like, you hear that like 4 or 5 times. You hear the door open again.
What was that?
I don't know. I mean, probably just dread working.
This is upstairs. This is where
Isn't that where
Vorin
dread
would
was?
be. Vorin's upstairs.
Oh, Vorin.
Dread's next to you.
Vorin, yeah.
Yeah.
What? Do you know what Vorin's doing?
You know that Devii, Breker, and Mesh went upstairs. And I'm going to say, for just story's sake, the other two, Goldy and Van, are kind of like inspecting the best way of storing the stuff that you guys picked up. Like the equipment and like the guns and all that. Like maybe even just like looking at it and like, what the hell is this? They're probably just fascinated with it. So they're just looking at the guns.
Do any of us know what guns are?
No. Never seen a firearm before, let alone an alien firearm.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of like dropping in Halo and be like, I can shoot this. Like,
we don't know what that is. Okay, but we know what a ballista is. So we know what a ballista is.
yeah, the ballistas
like
seem
a
to be
big-
pretty modern, all things considered.
But
In
they
my head,
were-
the rifle is more like a magical crossbow. That's what Mesh is thought of.
Yeah, kind of like rationalized. There's some sort of magic version of this. But there's like no pneumatics. There's no mechanics. It's just pure magic. It's just energy. It's coming from nothing. You're like, how the fuck does this work? This gun is a sorcerer. Like, they took a wizard and they put it inside of my crossbow. That's how they make sense of this. Like, wonderful.
So did what's his face again? What's the one that's Dreadvex? Did he fix? Have they fixed up the ship?
No, he's working on it. He seems like he's making good progress.
The other question I have is like, reminds me, did their ship crash? Did the ship crash here? How did it get here? It crashed.
Yeah, we escaped on the ship and we crash landed here. I'm fuzzy on the details of what happened between us escaping and us crash landing here, but that's how we ended up here. I escaped. I was, fighting my way through the wilderness for a while, nearly froze to death. I was lucky someone came across me when they did.
A couple of trappers.
Yeah.
So you escaped the colony and commandeered this ship? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We took over this. This was just an escape pod.
Okay,
That
so
is
it was empty.
Yeah.
It was empty when you. Okay, so there was no. So and was it Dreadvex that was piloting this ship? How did you know how to fly it?
That I don't know. But I do know that we have some sort of connection with this race's technology. We have some sort of innate ability to control it.
Yeah, that.
Speaking
I
of
guess
Rob,
that was
without the
good.
Psi Crystal, would he still be able to do these things?
I can still open doors and stuff.
I am going to say that the telepathy that you had before is gone because you can't attune to it anymore. However,
Yeah, sure.
the extended exposure to this, I'm going to say that so for example, Mesh, you have the ability of telepathy, right? One way. If something has telepathy that is one way, you can commute 2 ways.
Sure.
And anything that requires a little bit more psionic energy, like opening the doors or telling things what to do with your mind that are very like sensitive to that sort of thing, those work for you.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to basically say yes, but also no. Okay, so just because we built up a practice of this, you kind of are familiar with how this works. I'm going to say a little bit of that will still extend with you because you were able to not only acquire the object, but also break its curse on you and be adapted to this based off of the experiments they performed on you. It seems that you have absorbed some of this, but not to the full extent.
If you were run away from the colony, escaped on this ship, crashed, have lost some of your memories, you wandered off Torterra and the others stayed here, you found a way back to the ship with partial memories, is it really a good idea to try and just go straight back to the colony? Like, I know you say answers are going to be there, but it seems like he was trying to escape for your lives without any clear direction you was heading to. It seems like you were rather desperate to escape.
Knowing your past is the biggest factor in knowing who you are today. I don't know who I am right now. And that tortures me.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I think at least if you plan to go back, like, you think the colony's destroyed, but I mean, you don't know exactly what would be waiting for you there, so I think that probably it's some armaments at least, more than what you have, because there might be hostile presences there. I mean, you don't know for 100% sure, right?
No, you're right. You're right.
That's what
I don't know what I'll find when I go there, if I go there.
I mean, if you are gonna return, that's what I would do. If I was going to, and I was determined to find answers, I would make sure that I would get the knowledge of get the answers, and I make sure that I would stay alive to enjoy the rest of my life. So, yeah, I think being armed.
You're right.
We can prepare. If you take the decision, we found some stuff on this ship. We can maybe find some other stuff. I was thinking that if it took us time to prepare that stuff, there's those survival pods in there. I messed around with it a bit, but I couldn't figure out a way to get myself inside and to operate it. But maybe, I mean, Dredovex seems to know quite a lot. He seems to be quite in tune with this ship, so maybe he can figure it out. And if needs be, they can wait it out in there, whilst we could help with like preparations and stuff, and even figuring out this what's this fucking thing called again? The crossbow thing.
The what?
The baluster. Sorry, the baluster.
Yeah, right.
This baluster's a bit rusted. Like, even if we could fix that, they need to be going there. And if you go, you need to be going there, like, honestly, armed to the teeth. You need probably some magic as well. I think that those people there have technology or some. This is like strange technology of the like. I have never seen any of this stuff. It's quite beyond me.
We're gonna cut.
It's pretty messed up.
We'll
I
cut
think
there.
you could use those pods.
We're gonna go upstairs with Devii, Breker, and Mesh. Mesh, do you re-enter the room?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check now that you're safe.
Breker, are you joining or single?
Yeah, I can help out investigating the room.
It's 18 plus 7, is it? Oh, where's my tab? Yeah, 7, so 25.
Sorry, what was that total?
25.
Wow. Okay. All right. You need to roll
Mesh,
me.
that was both right. That
Yeah.
was both. That was advantage. Okay.
25.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So here's the thing. Because your investigation was so high, I'm going to allow you to roll this with advantage. There's a chance of something happening that's percentile. And I wanted to use a skill check before the percentile.
This was
okay?
advantage because Breker is helping.
Correct. So the advantage is now going to give you advantage on a percentile roll. So I would like you to roll percentile twice.
Can I roll one of those?
Actually,
Mesh?
let's have Breker roll one
Yeah,
and
you
have
go
Mesh
for
roll
it.
one for fun.
Yeah.
More different
that's
people
fine.
rolling sounds good. Because you'll just take the better result. The idea here is you want to get a 49 or lower.
79.
58.
14. What happened?
I would like the both of you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
What have you done?
Oh no.
13.
Not bad. That's a 22.
Okay. As you guys are rummaging around the room, a couple of things happen. There is a large portion of clutter, not just the wand-looking things that Vorin pulled out. You guys quickly dispatch of those, put them on the floor. You know that this is not stuff that you need, okay? As you're kind of messing around, there seems to be like, for lack of a better phrase in modern terms, again, I have to use this, but like there seems to be stuff that's like exposed wiring or like very, very conductive materials, like almost gold plating on some objects. They're very round. There seems to be something that looks interesting. It's like a more modern piece. It looks like a monocle with like a made out of metal with a like kaleidoscopic lens on it. And you're like, ooh, that's interesting. But it's sticky. And as you grab it, and Breker is also helping you grab something else, he sees something else that he thinks is pretty interesting. And you kind of both have this bump in the moment where you like say, hey, check this out. And as you do, you like bump something else into the, like you bump each other, and those objects you pick up touch something else and discharge. And this just lightning bolt just goes and like discharges. And Mesh, you see this coming after the bump because you're used to this very quick thing, and you just kind of jump out of the way and drop the object on the ground. And Breker, you can't react that fast, and your armor like grabs the energy and zaps you for 8 lightning damage.
Oh.
Just kind of fries you for a second, and you can kind of just smell the ozone in the room, just kind of like.
Is there that smoke coming off of him?
And
Jinkies.
the object
Making
in
a
Breker's
coffee.
hand, while
It's like that
once
bit,
maybe
bit,
was valuable,
bit.
you're not quite sure, kind of just gets fried a bit.
Is Breker's hair standing on end?
But Mesh, you drop something on the ground that you see is pretty valuable, and then the object next to the thing that Breker picked up, you can point out looks to be pretty interesting. So you find a sticky metal monocle with a kaleidoscopic lens. So think of this like you know, like the watchmaker glasses that have like the lenses. So it's kind of like that, but one is kaleidoscopic. So think of it more, instead of like a bunch of lenses, that it's more of like a single eye lens that has a rotator cuff in it, and the kaleidoscopic pieces can change. So the best way of describing this is it's very sticky, so it looks like it can mount to something's eye, but it doesn't look like it's made for humans.
Oh.
And then the other thing that Breker finds is another piece that looks like a coif, or like a
What?
coif. It's like a
hat.
It's like a very strange hat. It looks more like a metal bowl plate
Coif.
or like a helm, but it's very small.
Is that like one of those fancy hats that women wear to Ascot and like?
Well, the ascot's like the big fucking tall things. This is like
How do you spell
Think of
it?
this like a C-O-I-F, coif.
Oi.
Oif.
What does it look like, Cari?
Funny word to say. Oh, it's like
Like a bandana.
think Middle Ages.
Yeah, so it's like a bandana with the two little strands.
Oh, I see.
Where, like, it kind of goes all the way down.
I've just
Okay, let me
googled
go
it.
Think of it like a rag that kind of just goes
okay,
all
okay.
the way over, okay? So that's a coif. Now,
Yeah.
Bonnet.
It's like a, almost like
the thing
a bonnet,
is,
yeah. Or
this
like a,
is an organic piece. So this looks like it's made out of something very sticky and very conductive.
Oh, wow.
But it has, like, on the sides, there's like these two little, like, cartoonish looking things, and you realize that they're actually eyes.
What?
And the object that looks like the coif has like some metal plating on the inside, and this thing looks like it's wrapped around it and is merged permanently to it. It's like an organic plus metal piece, and it can be worn, but it's very sticky and slimy. But those are the only two things on the desk that look both usable or understandable and potentially valuable. And then, with a 25, you get something else. Let me just try this. In one part of the room, you can see what looks to be a tuft of hair and a little bit of blood. It's been dried, long dried, and a lot of teeth.
What?
And then you think this a little odd. You see in another area of the room, there seems to be like behind like a countertop, or like maybe like a whatever, a countertop, not a countertop. What am I trying to say? Kind of like a dresser, or maybe like a side, like a nightstand sized thing that looks like it was something you were rifling through. You see underneath of it seems to be something that's hidden. You move that aside, and there seems to be much more dried blood and a huge, like another, we're talking not like a lot of teeth as in like this is a lot of teeth. This is like a full set of teeth, molars, incisors, the whole 9 yards. Like it's like a whole set, and they are intact. Like they are not like they were just pulled out one after another. And then there's also another set of hair that is basically looks like as if someone's hair fell out instantly, and it just goes. That's the best way of describing how it looks.
Both our
Is it
squid friends
all the
are
same
bald.
hair?
What's that?
Is it all the same hair?
Like
You mean in the two places of the room, it's all the same hair?
Yes.
They're different lengths and different colors.
Two different sets of teeth, yeah.
Looks like it.
Both our squid friends are bald. Like, no hair, right?
Not safe.
Oh, you're asking about Vorin and Dredovex?
Yeah, Dredovex.
Yeah, they don't have any hair. No.
I think this might be where they turned.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, there's a lot of like dried blood. You have no idea how much there would have been here, but it's long. This looks like it's very old.
Been a month, right?
Do you know about this?
You mean been a month since when?
Since from what we can tell from Torterra, since he.
Oh yeah, I think that sounds about right. Yeah. Devii, you're not in this room, so you can hear talking coming from down the stairs. You can start picking up a little bits and pieces of Torterra talking with Chalcedony down there.
I guess I'll go make my way over there towards them.
Forterra and Cal?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start walking down the stairs. Very funny.
Waddling.
What?
Breker and Mesh, anything else?
Probably
Hello.
call Warren in. Warren, do you know what this is? This looks like potentially your past body parts. I don't know.
Vortin just kind of like floats into the room very slowly. And just surveys the room.
Can I tell, and maybe kind of, I want to watch Vorin as he enters here. Does he react? Like, were these things hidden deliberately by potentially Vorin? And is he surprised that we found them?
Okay.
I want to know if he knows about these things.
This is a lot of very specific things to be asking about without interacting with really anything. So give me an insight check with a disadvantage. We'll see what you get.
A 20.
A disadvantage?
16 plus 4.
Okay. You will see that Vorin, observing this, does seem to be trying to hide that he is surprised.
Wait, he's trying to hide that he is surprised.
Yes.
Okay.
And he is trying to hide essentially that he is surprised that you found something. He didn't think that you would find this particularly interesting. So I would say it's a very rapid motion and it's only for a fraction of a second. Something like he's like surprised and then tries to hide it. And then right after he ends up masking it, he ends up doing something else where you almost get a tense, like his, what he does is he like looks around and sees that you found something and then kind of does like this. Again, it's like someone with no eyebrows. So it's just like the little resting pieces above where their eyebrows would be, but there's no hair. So it's just kind of like this little like twinge of the eyebrows flare. And then he immediately corrects it and then looks back at you. And then as he looks at Mesh, he has to look down a little bit because I think Breker's a little taller than Mesh. And as he looks down, there's this very faint thing where when he looks down at Mesh, it's not necessarily looking down at Mesh because he doesn't have to. You know that he is always level-headed and just moves his eyes. He doesn't have to look down at Mesh. So your guess is there's probably just a tinge of shame. That's what you get with a 20 with disadvantage. Damn. Well done.
So much to unpack here.
Mesh, you said something when he entered, didn't you?
I said, what did I say? I found something that could be potentially your how you converted, transformed.
I see.
This being any memories of this? His hairstyles or whatnot?
Memories. Pain. Something. See him like eyebrows get a little puzzled. Memory is incoherent.
Rob, can I determine if he's lying, even with those few words?
Yeah.
Do you need an insight check, or I just
No,
know
you got
he's
a 20
lying?
from before. I'm just gonna use that. Yeah, you can tell. He's not. He's like evading the truth. He's not lying. If that makes sense.
I would kind of just seemingly randomly do a whistle. That would be mine and Mesh's code for danger.
What were the things in the room before we head out again? The helmet thingy? And one
Kaleidoscopic
kind of
monocle
eyeglass
that's sticky and looks like it's got some more organic matter to it, and then a helm of some sort that has eyes. That's all you get. So if you
I'll
want to write
take
memos
those
for
out,
that, you
maybe
can.
identify them.
Yeah, you can identify them at a
on
different
site,
time
I
if you think
guess.
they're magical. Sure, you can try that.
Yeah.
This one maybe? I wanted this one. There we go. Okay. Okay, you guys hear Devii starts walking down the stairs as Voron enters. And that is where we're going to take a break.
Hey.
See you guys in a bit. Don't fall asleep. Don't do it.
Can't promise you anything, Rob.
Don't do it. Walk.
Your stretches. Reach to the sky. Everybody count with me. 1.
I took a 20-minute power nap and took headache medicine right before this, so I am fading
Yep.
fast.
Oh yeah, it does do it. Guys, what is it like the 1?
You're gonna get lightheaded and just pass out by virtue of it on it.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck is that? Calisthenics dabbing. I'm sure Left J would love that.
Oh gosh. I would show you my mini jumping jacks, but you can't see them.
Mini jumping jacks.
Yes, it's when you squat on your legs and you do it from like down below. Maybe I
Someone better clip what's about to happen. You look like a Russian Moscow dancer. The Cossack dancer, that's it.
That's my workout for today.
So what's been going on?
Nothing much. We got Golden Week coming up, which is like the national holiday. It's like a holiday week because a bunch of holidays in Japan kind of fall back to back to back to back.
Okay, and what do they call it?
So they call it Golden Week.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and so like
Is it?
it's busy because there's what?
No, go on, go on.
No, I was just gonna say places are really busy because people are traveling everywhere and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a week of like public holidays, so like nobody's working for the whole week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Only like, only jobs that have to do like public services, stuff like that. I don't know the details of like, companies, what they're like, oh, if you work, you get paid overtime. I don't know the details for that,
Sure.
but like the teachers definitely in the schools, they don't have it.
That's cool. So you'd have to make sure your fridge is pretty stocked, right?
Oh, no, you can go to the store.
To the stores. The stores are open.
Okay.
Those are like public service things. Stores are open.
Oh, that counts as public service.
Especially because like people are traveling, so like going to visit family and different things. So
Sure.
for public service is really busy for those people.
Public service.
Yeah, I thought you meant like so public services, just like public transport and stuff.
Yeah. And
service
tourism.
enhancement.
Tourist places also get really busy during this time.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So those people are probably getting lots of good money.
This is also like it feels like a really weird angle.
You're like looking
Looking down at us.
Down, yeah, like you're in trouble, young lady.
All right, now you know what you did.
Yeah. I'm at the end of my rope.
Bad. But your rope is short.
Wow.
Cheese and rice.
Well, it's all about how you use it, alright?
I'm not gonna climb any mountains, but it does the job.
But tell you what, once you're locked in.
Boy, can you tie a knot.
So funny.
Oh.
Did you say what's so funny?
Yeah,
Because I'm not entirely sure.
Are you that
I'm
tired?
just amused. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any plans for Golden Week though. We're just gonna stay here. I'm gonna be playing Final Fantasy.
Oh,
I
nice.
got a group to
Yes,
do an
I will-
ultimate raid with me.
Unite
Final
Season 4 just released, so I might just grind some Unite.
Season
we'll
4
see.
of what? Oh, Pokemon.
Pokemon
Wait,
Unite.
they're in seasons?
Yep, there's 4 seasons.
Is that, okay, how do seasons work?
Pokemon Unite.
They have a ranked system
you
that
got
resets.
No, you've got.
Oh, cool. Yep.
And
So,
then
like GDL seasons.
they also reset their battle pass, which has paid and an unpaid version. The unpaid version gets
Mhm.
your reward every like 3 levels, and then if you pay for it, it's like you can get a skin right out of the gate. You get a whole
Mhm.
outfit, a kind of border and a background for your character portrait for your
Mm.
trainer, and then you can get a really cool, like very expensive like cosmetic skin at the end. This one
Okay.
I bought already because I love playing Blastoise, and Blastoise
Okay.
has a like traditional Japanese attire that's very cool.
Oh, I saw that.
It is the fucking best skin, man. It's so cool.
The Pokemon account tweeted out those. One of the Pokemon accounts anyway tweeted out those
Yeah.
skins, and I'm like, oh my god.
Have you
they're
seen any of the
monetizing
Demon Slayer anime
this shit out of this
animations?
game.
No. Okay. So there's a character in Demon Slayer or Kimetsu no Yaiba where the main character's name is Tanjiro, and they have this thing in the show where you have like a they have a special demons slaying sword that's a katana, and the demon slayers learn special breathing techniques.
I need you in swords.
And in the breathing techniques that the main character learns is a combination of his past history, his bloodline that's been lost, and then the teacher that he learned from. And the main thing that he learns from is water breathing. And so when he slashes his sword, there's this very opposite like style thing that they do in the animation. It looks awesome, but they do like a very hard line, like black outline on the sword effects. That's separate animation style to the characters and the movement and everything.
There's the water.
Sure,
Yeah,
so
there you
it's
go.
like
You can
a
check
big
Cari just like one.
contrast.
Yeah, so it's
But
very
he
traditional. It's like
also-
very painterly is probably the best way of saying it.
You should watch it. It's really good.
It's
actually
very,
is.
very
I
good.
was very surprised.
I believe
Yeah.
you, but it's I've got to be like, you know how it is. Like everyone suggests things to you, and it's you got to be very careful what you get into because like
Yeah.
once you get
Luckily-
into another thing.
Luckily, this one's pretty
That's
short.
True. It's not very long. That's
Yeah, this one's pretty
yeah,
short.
it's
It's new. It's probably got one of the highest grossing animations of anything they've released
in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the highest
Here's a good
grossing, most
fire
popular
one.
animations that's been released. Like it's
Okay,
amazing.
I'm done. There you go. That gives you an
Yeah.
idea of the
But
art
the
style is.
the water effects of this is like very painterly, and that water effect they
Fire too, actually.
stop interrupting. That water effect was used on kind of essentially the same kind of art style on the Blastoise, like in the game. So when you
Ooh.
use your
Oh, yeah,
abilities,
yeah,
it has
yeah,
like
I
this
can
really
see
cool
that.
like animation
They showed
style.
a little
Very
gif of it, I think.
two-dimensional special effects. It's super cool.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Like
very unique.
Have they done that before with like playing with the actual animation style?
Yeah, they have. Most of it
Okay.
is like they have like 2 lanes that the characters can run to, and when you're running on the lanes, if you've got a nice skin, like they have like 3 different. So there's a green, blue, and a purple. The green skin is just purely cosmetic for the final evolution of that Pokemon. It's just a costume or a recolor or of something like a shirt and a headband or something like that.
Yeah,
And there's
that's,
the blue
that's what I
ones.
pictured skins
Yeah.
to be.
Then the
Oh,
blue
yeah,
the
this
blue
is
ones
cool.
are the final form gets a special costume and a special recall animation. So when they go back to base and then when they run on the lanes, they have some kind of like animation, slight animation change, but it's not very amazing. And then the purple ones are every evolution form. So from Talonflame, you have Fletching and Fletchender. Both of them have they have like goggles for, they have like an aerial ace like themed one where it's like a pilot.
Oh,
they have like little goggles
awesome.
and
the goggles, yeah.
Oh
the
yeah,
scarf
it's
and
so
the,
cool. And then the animations
that
on
head thing.
yep, the little headgear, little pilot hat.
Yeah.
Each of them have their own version of that, and then all of them have separate animations for all of the abilities, a recall animation and a lane thing. It's like a full thing. There's also a very snow cool one for like they're like $20 though. They're pretty expensive. But there's one for not Alolan Ninetales. They get like this super spectacular thing. Yeah,
$20.
That's what it ends up translating to. But if you get the battle pass, the battle pass is like incredible because you have to pay for the battle pass and you have to play all the levels to get to the last thing, and that's where the reward is. So if you pay for the battle pass, sometimes people don't get it, but you get the best reward is at the end. So you end up paying less for way more rewards for the battle pass.
Yeah, sure.
And it doesn't take that long for me to do it. So
yeah.
You see this first GIF you've posted? I think that's actually from the game. I have the game, the Demon Slayer game, because in the show, because look, he's fighting Zenitsu. He never does that in the show. That never happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's from the game.
The game looks absolutely identical to the show. It's identical.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It's like a 3D arena fight. It's like I don't know if you
it's like the Naruto games and the Dragon Ball.
Games, it's the same developer.
Yep.
Same developer.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a contract between them, I'm pretty sure. Because they're all they're all from the same comic book company.
Yeah, I know the fire ones are from the show, but I can see that the water ones.
Yeah, so basically they you can do specials in the game. I bought this game and I played it like once because I've got so many other games to play that I just didn't like get back to it. But one of the reasons was that I got it at launch and there were no playable demons in the game, if you can even believe that. There were no playable demons.
That's not really surprising because there's only one good demon really in the story. Two good demons. Really?
No, there's loads of demons you could play as in the game. You could
but you'd be doing villains too. Okay, okay.
Yeah, because every fighting game has villains and like the good as well. So it launched very light on character. They've added some in now, but it launched very light on characters, which is really disappointing.
Okay. All right, I think it's time that we get back in. We're all here. Mesh has blocked his camera, but I think he's here. Is that right?
Yes, he is.
All right, let's play.
What's this, Turtles?
So I'm gonna cut back down.
Not gonna last too long, Rob.
Yep, I'm gonna cut back down to Devii, Torterra, and Cal so that they can kind of pick up where they want to go here, and then
I went and got a monster.
That way, you guys can maneuver back upstairs. You can start getting information, and then you can decide what's next.
One thing out of thingy last week is said about the
you sound like Dr. Robotnik had a baby.
Waking up a little bit. Nash.
Can you try one more time?
Looks like it's slowly stabling out.
Better.
There you go.
Hello.
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, last week Dredovic said something about those creatures outside. What was they were guarding, or were they kept in the ship at some point?
I don't know. I don't really remember what I told you. It's on you guys to remember.
Okay, I'll probably ask him again, I guess. It's fine.
They were guarding the creatures on the outside. They were we worked out that there was a way that they had captured them. We found the thing that I'm sure we found the thing that would have been used to enslave like a mindless beast. They can do like things that don't really have much of a mind or high intelligence or something like that.
I think
anyway,
what I told you was that they were like gathering stuff. That's all I remember.
Were there
Something.
only two
Everyone's out,
creatures?
right?
Okay, I'll just go about this way. Dreadovix, I'll probably eventually ask him if there were only two creatures.
He said he thinks so.
Okay.
A lot of stuff got jumbled in the crash, so he doesn't really remember.
So, because I was confused because the number of chains should probably match the number of creatures they had held, maybe. That was my thought process.
I mean, he
at the
points to
time.
the big monster. He's like, I don't know if any of these things were here before or after the crash.
Yeah.
And that, like, you guys remember, like, Torterra lost a bunch of his memories too because of the impact. The impact just like that hits hard. And then they like you're projecting right now. You just projected that they transformed. So if you think that they transformed, there's also reason to believe that that also could potentially mess with their brains too.
This isn't Torterra, me, and Jodie, right? This is.
Sorry, what?
Mesh
yeah,
asked that question
It's
before you guys started, but it's the camera's on
Okay.
you guys to go do something now. But
Yeah.
Okay.
my
You say you
advice
guys?
is that you get your guys start going back upstairs and reconvene somehow, or
Who's
you
you
get them to
guys?
come down.
You, me, and
Yeah,
Torterra.
you guys need to decide something by the end of this. So
Are we all in the? Because
you guys are on floor 2.
I just came down.
Oh, okay.
There.
What's
Okay,
going on
so-
with you two?
We were just talking a little bit about Torterra's experience with this ship and what happened to him, and whether he should go back and return. And I said that I think that if he does decide that, if they decide to go back, they need to go back armed because they don't know what's waiting for them there.
Yeah.
And then we need more even more arms. And I mean, I found a few things on this ship that I presume are arms, but who knows how those work. So they need some proper weapons.
From what I understand of what they told us, they want to go back to the place where the hive, where the mind is.
Hive mind.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, which makes me think that. But I know they said it was destroyed, but it makes me think that there could be potential danger for more of the illithids that weren't previously not illithids might want to eat people's brains. So it could be dangerous.
Is it really destroyed?
I don't know. We don't know. They just said it was, but
oh, God, what's his name again?
Dreadovix, yeah.
Dreadovix, yeah. He said it was destroyed?
I think they mentioned that
He
it was
did.
destroyed. Yeah.
Does he know who? Where is he? Can I speak to him? He's in the corner.
He's up in the. What room was he in? No, he's that way.
Ask you why you want to go to the hive mind?
Yeah.
Because you're not one of them.
Pretty desperate to find out everything I can about my past. And this seems like the best place to do that.
Perhaps you can find more people like you there.
I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if there were any more people like me that were abducted by these people. If I were to find someone else of my race, then that would be just amazing. Like, I couldn't tell you how much that would help me develop a sense of who I really am.
I can see that for next time. I mean, I don't think it's safe. I think it's a really dangerous idea, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always.
Yeah, we never said it wasn't dangerous.
Right?
What was that?
I was just gonna say there's maybe other ways that you can figure out how to find your past without going to a colony that might want to eat brains. But I'm just saying it like it is. But
yeah.
you could find info about yourself too. I understand that.
Can you think of any other ways right now?
Not right now, no.
Yeah,
We
I'm
could ask of Len.
out of ideas.
There might be answers in the big city. I mean, that was a place full of magic. If there's anything about, teleportation to other places. Heck, Cal's from the Feywild.
I'm from
I know someone that's been to the
crazy
Feywild
place.
several times. So, at least we know people have been to different planes of existence. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't have an answer for you now.
Is this
what you want to do?
What was that?
colony on a? I was just gonna ask, is the colony like on a different plane of existence? Is that right?
Not here, but I don't know where it is. Maybe we should ask Dredavex for more info.
Yeah. Where's Dredavex? He's in the corner, right?
It's in the other room.
He's back that way.
Have you asked him about more details?
What was that noise upstairs, Devii? Is that where you came from?
Oh, was it them pulling the wands up?
It was Voren pulling shit out of the wall.
Voren was pulling wands or something pokey out of the wall because it didn't like us and it wanted to attack us. I don't know how that works.
Devii, you would
that's what it
anticipate this
was.
is like a security measure, basically.
Yeah. But I'm sure as long as we're careful, we can go back up there.
Yeah, alright then. Lead the way.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's go upstairs. I like your little word.
No,
Oh wait,
no,
we don't have that under.
Oh yeah, it's like
It's don't break my motion!
that's why.
Sorry. Yeah, let's go find Dredavex. Hi, Dredavex.
Are you going to see Dredavex or are you going upstairs?
I'm going to
Okay, because that's two different things.
Dread and Voren are in different places.
Dredavex.
Okay, where are the other two of you guys going?
Said leave.
Well, I started heading upstairs to.
That's what I thought you were doing. It's like,
In
okay,
that
let's go.
case-
And like you two go upstairs and Devii starts walking into the room. He's like,
I'll be like, oh. You know what?
okay.
I'm here anyways. I'll talk to you.
So you're going to go to Dredavex, Jerry?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day I do.
Okay, okay, for fuck's sake. All right, what do you want to say to Dredavex?
I'd be like,
What's he talking about? What to say?
you have more info about this colony thing.
It's very
Can we
vague.
ask you?
Wait, say it again.
That's very vague. Cal,
Well, I-
sorry. Cal, are you with Dredavex or are you going upstairs?
Where's Dredavex? That's where I am.
Okay, cool.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Oh, only Torterra went
So you
one
guys are
way.
like, okay, let's go. And then Torterra walks upstairs and you two go talk to Dredavex. Wonderful. Okay.
I thought Torterra was coming.
No.
No.
He asked specifically what the fuck was going on upstairs, and you guys are like, okay, let's go check it out. And then you guys go walk to Dredavex. Like, what the fuck?
My thought process was we were going to see Dredavex. He asked what was upstairs. I told him, but I was still planning on going.
Oh, my thought was that we asked, and Cari literally just told us. Devii literally just told us what happened. So what's
And
the
Cal
point
will
of
just
going-
go wherever Devii goes.
That is not true.
Yeah, it's so true. It's like 1,000,000% true.
Oh my gosh, we're already having like inter-party like bonding conflict.
Oh my god. All right, Devii, going
Like
back to you.
siblings.
What the fuck are you trying to tell Dredavex?
Dredavex,
Wow.
can you give me? Wow, well you're salty after eating.
No, that's the pilot with this voice. I don't know who that was.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
No.
she's gone.
Well, fuck you, Rob.
Yeah, twice.
Why does Cari keep disconnecting now?
Accident. Smile.
Yeah, accident. That's it.
Yeah,
Um,
accident.
There's something up with your like
It's for a different
waiter
time.
or-
for for a different.
Yeah, okay, alright, let's get on with the game.
Cryptovex, can you give me information? Can you give me more information about the colony and where you guys are going?
No.
For instance,
Did you say no?
for Torterra to go with you?
What?
Is it safe for Torterra to go with you?
How if I know?
You don't know.
We have coordinates and a map, and that's it.
That's it. You said that you thought the colony was destroyed.
That's the last memories that we have that are intact.
Do you believe that if there are more illithids on the island, that they'll want to eat his brains?
First of all, I don't know about an island. Second of all, if it's been destroyed, it might only partially be destroyed. That doesn't mean that it's entirely wiped out.
No, what?
Do you know who destroyed
I just
it?
said you. No. I'm operating off the assumption that there are still illithids there. That wherever your colony is, there are still.
We have no idea.
Use there. Do you think that in the case that there are more U's there, that they will want to eat Torterra's brains?
No idea.
Could you speculate?
It's possible.
Well, these illithids aren't cannibals, right? I mean, they're not eating other illithid brains, right?
Yeah, but Torterra's not an illithid.
This is what I was. Well, would they see him as an illithid or not? He's not. I mean, what is Torterra? We don't
I mean,
even
he
know what
looks like
he
a
is.
snap to me, but I don't know if that's what you're asking.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with him coming with you. Like I'm on your guys' side. I'm not attacking you. I'm worried for Torterra's sake that he will be in danger of being eaten.
All we know is that they didn't eat Torterra the first time you went there.
But they did experiments on him. I think they wanted to eat him. They
How would you know
didn't
that?
get a chance.
That's just as bad as a guess as mine.
You escaped.
Okay, well, I was just wondering.
That doesn't
This
mean
is
anything.
not going in a positive direction here. I just wanted to discuss and get more info, and I clearly don't have more info.
They saw him as something that they could experiment on. They did not see him as one of their own.
It doesn't have anything to correlate with eating.
I was just worried.
They probably would. If he would come to harm, let's put it that way, even if he didn't eat his brains.
Well, you would have to define harm.
The experiments they did last time harmed him. He seems to be psychologically damaged.
Well, depends.
I think it could happen. I'm just.
We don't know the ends or the bees on anything that he endured while he was there, because it wasn't completed.
You seem to be quite defensive
right now. I'm sorry if it comes across as us being attacking.
No, I'm just trying to correct this mistake that we're making assumptions based off of baseless reasoning.
Are you saying that Torterra didn't come to harm when he was there?
No, you were talking about him being eaten, and now we're talking about something entirely different.
Well, Devii said eaten. Okay, I don't know about eaten, but
I mean his brain's being eaten. I'm worried that if he goes,
Well, so am
that
I.
he will. You're worried as well.
No. You said
No.
brains being eaten, and I was referring to brains being eaten as being an unlikely ramification for his return.
Okay, so you
Because
think that
he went there, he had a process that was being done, he escaped, which means the process was therefore not completed. Do you think that they were going to eat him at the end of it? We don't know. That's an entirely baseless conclusion to make. We don't know.
Please understand, I didn't tell you an end of conclusion. I said, do you think they could do this? As I never said, I think they will
I'm
do
telling
this.
you, I'm not telling you this. I'm just saying this is the line of thought that went to Chalcedony's statement before, and I was also referring to that is what's going on in my mind as my answer to tell you simply no. And then you pressed and I said maybe.
Maybe we should just go. Can you come with us upstairs? Maybe we can get more info out of
Let's go upstairs.
The guy up there. This was
Okay, so now everyone's upstairs. Wonderful. Okay, now what the fuck is going on up here? What the fuck is up with that?
I'm probably just walking out of the room with the helmet and thingy.
Okay.
Putting it in
We
my
should get
bag.
that.
Breker would kind of
I don't
call
know,
up
we'll
the
figure it
lower
out.
floors as well here and be like, "Hey guys, why don't we gather up and try to figure out the next steps here as a group?"
Yeah, we're actually. I was wanting to go up and up there. I think Torterra's up there. We lost him. I thought he was
You guys
coming
are all
with
upstairs.
You're all upstairs.
Is Dredovex with you?
Everyone is upstairs. We have to find a conclusion, folks. I don't have much time and Fish is super tired and I want to make sure we get this. We got 20 minutes.
Okay, can we? Yeah, let's rapid fire then.
Yeah. Because I need a game plan for getting you somewhere next week so that I can prep.
Okay.
All right.
then
How long?
Go for it.
How long?
Wait, so does that mean, sorry, do I need to make my decision on whether I'm staying or going tonight?
Ideally, yeah.
Oh boy.
If you want to delay that to make sure that everyone's
I was
here,
trying to get more info.
but like this is a big monumental decision. But I don't know what you guys are gonna, if you guys are gonna do the same thing for 3 hours next week when there's 2 more people here, like, and you're gonna stay here.
I can tell you.
There's one room we haven't explored.
No, you've explored everything.
The room in
We're
front
in here.
of this.
It's an observation deck. You're welcome.
Okay.
I guess we can, start by, telling everybody how we feel. I'm okay with Torterra going, but there's no way I'm going over there. I'm, keeping in this area for now. I got stuff to do. So I don't know.
Okay. You don't want to go
guys
to an
wanna do?
elephant colony,
No.
basically. I feel you.
Feel me? No.
Am I needed for this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty important, Greg.
All right.
Breker would also interject at some point and just say, "So we found human remains that have been shed during the transformation process of Vorin in Dredovex in the control room. But
Dredovex just looks
Vorin,
down.
I think you're not telling us the whole story. You seem to know more about what happened there that you're not telling us. We need all of the information here to make the most correct, informed opinion about what to do with our friends and with you guys, whether we should be trying to send you back or not. We
All
need
right,
you to tell
Vorin,
us
I'll let them
everything,
know.
Vorin.
Dredovex says that he's interjecting.
I'll tell you. Whatever happened to us, something came out. Had to come out from the cranium area. And so the tentacles had to come out. So the teeth and the hair were unnecessary as it extended. It was very painful. And that's why I wasn't sure if I was still alive or if I was dead. Vorin seems to have less memory of this. Which is why I thought it might have been a death. There was a lot of blood. Tried to hide it and clean it up, but it was too painful.
If you're looking to go back and there are survivors, are you planning to join them?
The best way that I can respond to you
And
is
Breker
by
would
saying,
interject before he answers as well and say, "Understand that we believe these to be an evil group of people if they're conducting experiments on people against their will."
regardless of your feelings, it doesn't change what we plan. You're going to back to the colony for answers. We do not know what we will find or what the results will yield. I don't even know if Vorin and I will have separate conclusions that we make. But at least our desires to return are shared, and so we're working towards that end. We have no idea what to expect, and we know that in this form, we're not welcome here.
Here, but what do you mean here?
The response of the general populace will be what you had downstairs with our 3 little squidlings. That will be the result if we go to humankind. Or humanoids in towns anywhere near. And secondly, in this weather, it is impossible for us to survive. We will die.
I mean, that probably is the case, yeah.
There's a 99.5 percentile. We will perish in this winterlands.
Yeah.
Even if we have a 2% survival chance in this other location, it is double what we have here. And where we'll take those odds.
Vorin, what is your intent when you go back? What will you do with the answers there?
It is impossible to know the results of answers yet not acquired.
In the law of Tyr, intent is 9/10 of the law, and so I need to know now, is your intent going to be evil?
Intent will be the devouring of knowledge. However that may be gained, the most efficient manner. And efficiency sometimes takes the look of caution, as in our case today.
There's been leaders in the past that have said genocide is efficient.
However, our goals, he gestures to Jodie, are that of gaining knowledge of what to do, who we are, where we must go, and why we are here. If that is evil, so be it. But if it is for good, I cannot say, because we do not know.
Where's my lamp?
I am appreciative of your efforts, regardless of the results. We do wish for Terra to aid us because of a selfish reason, that it may aid our task.
I want to come with you.
Breker would complete a sentence that he said at the same time is like, I don't think you should go.
But I want to stay behind as well.
If
I turn to the whole group. I don't know what to do.
If I may interject, if there is any means necessary for us to return the favor, I cannot make any promises. However, Dredavex does not mind returning any favors. He will make sure to give back something, if it is possible. From me,
You've mentioned
you
a
may
few times
take
now.
the things from the captain's quarters. Those are yours.
Mine.
He gestures to Mesh, who is jamming 2 things into his backpack.
Hopefully making sure they're not touching.
No, those 2 things didn't touch. They touched something else on the desk. So yeah,
Okay.
they should be safe.
Dredovex, this ship seems to be capable of traveling planes, but can it also fly?
Oh, I got a new one.
You get this weird sensation where you can hear Dredovex say yes, and you can also hear Vorin say
Affirmative.
in your minds.
And I have some inclination from other conversations that have gone on that this might be able to fly within this realm for a time before you activate what I believe to take the most power to shift planes or dimensions back to wherever it came from. Would you be able to take us to an island far to the northwest of here? Somewhere? Approximation? We don't know the exact location.
Take us somewhere, but we don't know where it is.
There exists a form of manual override in which I may drive the vehicle, the Nautilus, in the skies. However, when the coordinates are selected, the vessel will shift planes and be gone. So, we may provide transport to your location, but cannot guarantee anything further unless you wish for us to remain here following your departure. I cannot overemphasize the need for taking the ship on its functions in a temporary basis. The crystal will only get us so far.
Do you need more crystals?
Unknown.
Tatera,
Yeah, Mesh.
do you think you really want to go with them?
Yeah.
But their desire to go is for survival. Yours is different. What
I'm aware of that, but
what
that
drives you right now?
Probably not see us again.
oh, what?
You'll probably
What?
not see us again.
For Terra. Only you can hear this, by the way. The ship's memory banks seem to hold a coordinate on this plane, somewhere to the east. Several thousand clicks from here. I believe the ship has these coordinates for a reason. Something of value was initially put into the ship for a retrieval mission. If we can return or not, you might find answers or the means to find us later. But as with finding answers with us, everything is uncertain. He puts a hand on to your shoulder while he's talking, and everyone else is kind of chit-chatting with each other. It's almost like
fade of the... It was like the fade of a camera lens, just for a brief second as you make this thing. Because what happens in this mental conversation is it's like instant transmission. Like it's right into your brain, so it doesn't take very long. And he sets a hand on you.
I'm not sure who I might become, but we have a connection in the past. Dread Evex seems to retain empathy. I do not. We also would appreciate your aid. I'm sure of it.
Out of character, do I already know how to access the memory banks, or would I need to be shown?
Your guess is that when he was in the chair before, there's the tentacle pieces that kind of mount to his hands or his head and his hands on the crystal globes. There seems to be something that maybe only mind flayers can do in this ship to essentially commune with it, but none of you have tried. And there's no way to know if he can get more information than you can by trying, or if he can get unique things. You're not sure. It just seemed effortless for him to sit in the chair and talk with the Nautilus.
Breker kind of just his final assessment here is, Torterra, if you go with them, held you responsible for keeping them aligned to the true path of justice and in light. I don't think you should go. If you want answers, I think there's better ways we can find them. I would into Dredavex and Vorin. We have enough influence here in this area where I think we could reasonably shelter you safely. And if the climate is inhospitable, there's places within this realm where you can go to get warmth. You seem to not be evil as your previous captors, and I would wish that you would never re-enter those clutches or seek them out as a source of safety or information.
Yeah.
But this is your decision alone.
You're right.
Can I hear this?
You're all there.
Yeah.
Where's this warm place where they'd be able to go?
The ship can fly to the south.
I mean,
How do you
yeah,
know
it
it's
can
warm
go
down there?
Waterdeep, that's where we're from.
Yeah, he's saying the ship can fly out of
Out of 10 towns.
Dale.
Dredavex would just
to
throw his
Tawana.
hands up and just say,
Listen, we don't have any guarantees about the ship
To
being
be
anything
honest.
or anywhere. We don't know how long the ship will last. If this crystal
what I'm
depletes,
saying.
everything is not for naught. We have one chance to go someplace or a couple of places. Everything we do with the ship from now on is a ticking clock that will run out of time.
I have a
honest.
question though. Sorry, I have a question. What if you go to this colony and you don't get the answers that you're looking for, stuff that you need? What will you do then?
We will be stuck in a place in which we have been once before, and we will have to come up with new solutions. If that place is also trying to kill us with an inhospitable climate, we will have to deal with it then. But it is a bad situation and another bad situation, and we are just trying to go with the things that we know, Chalcedony.
I'll be honest. At the beginning, I was against you guys returning. I think you probably knew that. I get the feeling you. I understand what you guys need to do, and I understand what's happened to Vorin. Makes him not who he was, although he does retain some of those memories. I think what I'm trying to say is I wish you guys the best of luck. And I'm so sorry for what has happened to you guys. And someday there's already a friend of mine that I would like to help, who in completely other different circumstances has transformed into something they do not want to be. And I'm looking forward in the future to trying to help them with that. And I will keep you in mind as well.
What?
Maud.
Who's transformed?
Maud.
Maud.
Optimus
Who?
Prime.
The hag.
Oh.
Well,
I guess you
if
did.
we can...
You see him processing rapidly something to respond with. But it's like, it's not that he's like struggling to say something back. It's more that he's trying to come up with the best solution in his mind in a very quick way. This is something that Breker and Torterra would pick up on faster because he's seen this before downstairs.
Granted, this is a long time in the future. This is not anything short term.
He actually makes eye contact with Vorin for a brief second, and they seem to share some sort of mental connection for a brief moment before Vorin nods to him to speak.
It is my understanding that this location is in a place called the Astral Sea.
The Astral Sea?
That's the outpost, correct? The coordinates to the east are in this world.
Correct. The Astral Sea is the coordinates of the colony. Which means, if we do not find something, there is a much higher likelihood that we will find something else that is something we can use. Whether that be ourselves or a different unit that might be salvageable. Once we get there, we might find more tools to do more things, but again, if everything is destroyed, all is for naught, and we will have to reset. But, according to our anatomy, and the things that we now can do, we are pristine specimens to be able to maneuver the Astral Sea, whether we have a ship or not.
Damn.
Now,
Dread.
with that said, this cannot be said for all of you. There may be dangers that we are not yet able to describe to you as being things that you need to avoid in order to go to the Astral Sea with us. Torterra has been exposed to these once before, in which case we thought it might be valuable that he come with us. Upon further inspection, Meshadieme also seems to possess some of these powers. Because he, unlike you, can open the doors without aid. That said, if things get to be a bit sticky...
He looks at Vorin.
There is some realm of reason in which I can keep him in check. And we might meet again. But there is nothing for sure. Vorin has shared everything that he's learned with me on the ship. You said there is something out here, right? What is out here? That the ship's coordinates is to the east. What is that?
To the east?
East of here.
Yes, actually.
How far east? How far east?
If it's relatively close.
I don't think your brains possess the idea of understanding what clicks are. Is that right? Do you know what a click is? Measurement of distance?
I heard one though when we came here.
I think I do.
Let's take out this map. Can you show us what a click would be on this map?
There
It's
are
off the
things
map.
to the east for sure that we've heard about.
Where are we now on this map?
Right
Here.
there.
Okay, Voron, we're here.
Voron reaches off the map and clicks to where the thing is on the far right in the glacier.
That is where it
Okay.
is.
Oh, that is extremely helpful.
What is that? Maybe we
It's
can
the-
help. Maybe this will help us find something.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. Is there might be something in the city. There's an ancient city with magics that's probably there, and we're looking to get a key to get inside. If that's the coordinates to the exact place we need to get to, then all we need is the key, and we can possibly find ancient magics that can help you.
No.
Just clarifying, 1,000 clicks to the east is that the same place where we think the city is?
Yes, this is.
Right.
But you haven't told them that you know that there's an ancient city under there that's filled with
I just
magic
did.
until just now.
He just did.
Yeah. So, Voron says,
This city filled with magic?
That's what we've been told.
It was
is
called an
old,
Natural
correct?
Empire. Very old.
Is it an old place? This city?
At least 5,000 years, I think.
Why is it valuable if it is so ancient?
Because it's also forgotten.
It used to be a floating city. We really need to have one here to explain things to them.
Floating city?
Yeah, it used to float in the sky, and they were like ancient, powerful people that lived there, and they looked above everybody, and then something happened and it crashed to the ground.
Here we go. The ancient city of Ithrin rose 5,000 years ago. They had great magic that currently doesn't exist anymore.
Can we just
They
whip
have an
out Professor
artifact.
Scant and have him go through it?
he's not with you.
He's downstairs.
Isn't
that's
her
Professor
bird
Stan.
flapping around somewhere?
Oh yeah, on Totera's shoulder should be her owl.
I just think I would like to hand wave it and just be like, yeah, we tell them everything
You
we
just
know.
tell him, yeah. Okay. So, Voron says, if this city possesses ancient and powerful magic, it might possess more than something to change the weather,
That's what I'm thinking.
which
Very possible.
means there could be things
places,
and entities that want to it as well.
Yeah.
however,
If this is a valuable location, we
possess
a ship with its
desired
location. Maybe you can find what we
could not.
Here's an alternative plan.
but we cannot stay here and use the ship just to survive.
What if the two of you use the cryo chambers until we figure out how to help you using the magic from
Currently,
the
they are inoperable because they do not have sufficient power.
and
All right,
Who doesn't know so?
I'm gonna stay.
Are you
Awesome.
sure, Cortera?
Nothing. There's nothing that I want more than to find the answers that I've been searching for so long. But There's also something to be said for forging a new identity with these people that I've really come to care for. So yeah, I'm gonna stay.
It was like, ah.
Understood. Dredavex.
Dredavex reaches into his pocket and pulls out a scalpel. Very small. And he takes a tentacle off of his face, and at the very tip of it just cuts it off. And then hands the scalpel to Vorin, who also does the same.
Why?
Then Vorin does some telepathy and telekinesis to drain the pieces of tentacle that are very small in each one, and then scores the one that's his, like a single line, just scores it, and then drains the blood out of them. Their faces grow back almost immediately, so they don't seem to be injured, but the pieces of calamari that are now in their hands are floating towards Torterra into his hand, like to take in the air.
Why?
It is under my understanding that if someone or something is lost, it may be found with magic locating. And it is intensely important to have a focus point. You may use these pieces of ourselves as a focus. If, and only if, you can find us on the same plane of existence. We wish you luck.
Thank you both.
Would you like us to take you somewhere first?
Guys,
The Isle of Solstice?
Yeah, there's that
Do
island
you have
that
a
we...
way of returning?
No.
Kajuk spell is the only other option for returning, but we don't know if it goes there.
Well, you know, you will do what you said. You said you'd figure it out once you got there. We'll just do that.
The ship will be operable tomorrow. We can take you to the edge of the moving ice sea. Or we can attempt a different route.
Well, we need to get Vlen first.
You could just send a
Before.
message to her to come up, I
We
guess.
could just leave her here.
I don't think she's that far away.
Here's the thing. Even if we go to that city, we need the key to get inside. Which is the key is the exact opposite direction. Fortunately. Unless you
Which
know
is
how to
the island.
lockpick your way into an ancient city.
That's why we're going to the island, where we think there might be the
Yeah,
key.
we need to go to the island.
You think the key is on that island?
I will not decide for you. Would you like to go?
Oh
the
shit, we left
island.
our dogs down there. Can't leave the dogs.
Well, he said that the ship's not going to be ready till tomorrow, so we've got time to prepare.
This ship is an extraction unit. We can take the dogs.
Okay.
We need food for them.
Do we know how fast the ship goes? Warren? How many clicks?
I believe we can arrive at the island in 1 day.
Faster than anything we know.
However, you do not possess, it seems, a way to return, so it is ill-advised.
We could assume there's a way off the island. They travel at all.
I mean, we've got one chance to, like, get there in a fastest way on this ship, right? Because they're going tomorrow and can drop us off. Or we can just not take the ship and try and find another way there. But then we also need to find a way back in that case as well.
Devii, I had an idea that I don't think will work, but is there any way you could do a sending to Ankajuk? We don't know him, but we know him by name.
Right.
Spell.
No. You have to be familiar or have seen. Also, I don't have that spell right now.
Yeah. Dallan probably does.
Dallan's got it, yeah.
Dallan's got it.
I will tell you
As far
this.
as I know as well, it's not a sentient being.
Yeah.
We just know about it. We don't know it. So yeah, makes sense.
I haven't seen it at least. I'm not familiar visually with it.
It's a tough one.
What's that ago?
I mean, there was the.
Our greeting can be welcome to the for short. The SSSSSS. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Gosh.
Anyways,
I'm gonna say one more
No.
thing for Torterra then.
maybe we need to
From
make this decision
Vorin.
next week.
And this is an open thing to the rest of you. If there is a history of the strongest mages in this realm that once at one time lived in that place, you may find something far more powerful than planar travel in that place.
Stop laughing, Devii. This is serious.
I'm just imagining this being said with a list. Thanks, that's somewhere. And then I can't do it. It's everything that's I'm so sorry.
Cari's been 5 years old all day today, so.
I'm out, so I'm so tired. I don't know what the fuck is
We
going
need to
on.
wrap up here. So here's the deal. You guys need to decide if you want to go to have them take you. You need to decide if you want them to take you somewhere, right? If you want them to take you to the island, or if you want them to take you to Anka's, or if you want to take them to
the city.
Ankajuk's Bell is the like little ring-a-ding bell location that you found that there's some sort of fish thingy that you thought might take you there.
Cool.
But you don't know how many details. You didn't look it up, or you didn't go there to check it out. So Mesh is trying to figure out a solution of talking to it if it's sentient.
The island, guys.
Yeah. The island sounds good.
Island.
I think we should go because, like, we don't know. It's true, we don't know the way off of it yet, but I think there's got to be a way, right, to go to
It's
and
an
from.
isolated island. They have to have a way to go to other places to get resources, right?
If people live there, presumably, yeah.
Just because we don't know it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
I think we can figure it. Why is she laughing? Is she just like really tired? I'm really tired as well, Cari.
I'm still laughing at the same thing. So what?
All right,
What was
guys.
that thing? I don't even know what's
I know that they're
happening.
gonna decide to do something with this ship at a later time. We're all brain melting. So I asked Dallan a question in chat about if he wants to ask Velen to.
Is he here?
I don't know if he's woke up later or whatever, but if
He's in chat.
Dallan, if you want to send a sending, let me know. To Velen to warn her that you're gonna pick her up in a giant space wielding squid ship, and also pick up some dogs on the way over to an island of eternal winter. Sure thing. Okay, great.
So flying a squid ship.
You guys
Are we
will
gonna
basically
get
pick up
drunk,
Velen
okay?
next week and head to the island of Solstice. Is that the general game plan? We can roleplay out doing that next week, but we don't have to do that right now. I just need to know so I can prepare. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Can we do that
Let's do it.
Yes.
So we have a.
We'll see you guys next week for session 67. Special thanks to Dallan and Goldy, who were not able to attend today for various reasons. We'll hopefully see them next week. Breker played our
Did I
Paladin.
get special thanks for that?
Yeah, why is
It's a bit tongue-in-cheek. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek. Also, thank you, Mesh and Torterra and Chalcedony and Breker and Devii, all played by our wonderful players. And I will definitely miss this very strange talking of mind flayers. So hopefully you guys can find some way of talking to them again, because they're really fucking cool. So
am I getting this right that normally they're evil and they? So why is this one not doing that then? I don't know.
see you next week for session 67. Bye.
It's Saturday.
With the songs, the summer, the songs.